are your thoughts? But... How could this be? Yes.
Good morning, Loner. Zach Taft, Leander, Black Vial, Hazardous, Majdi, Omega Legion. Mr. Red, Eyes of Pizza. What's up?
All right.
Yusuke will now die for me. Hello, Cord. Hello, Ited. Those poor Necrons.
Oh. I see.
Thank you very, very much, Shaludo. Appreciate as always, sir. Thank you. You probably know the question by now.
See you later.
Besides, shouldn't the Necrons be killing the Imperials? I mean, that feels more, I don't know, correct for me.
Ah, you're back.
You got it. RE4. Where did I get this chair? Online. It is a, I don't remember. It's a DX Racer, but I forget the exact model. That's true, Omega Legion. That's true. It's kind of their shtick. Resident Evil. Okay, just making sure. Nope, Zach Taft. It's an RTS. And I will walk in incredibly blind. I do actually like racing games. I did. Funnily enough. Is this Oya's last thing? Are we finally going to be done with Oya? Oh, we got days left, Mike Romano. I predicted we would finish this game today. Whew! Was that off? We haven't even started Royal yet. Although we're going to start Royal today, maybe. We might not, actually. I believe... This is rank 10? Yep. This is rank 10. So we're finally going to be done with Oya.
Oh, honey.
Huh? Yep, replace the previous article. No worries, right? Might as well go all out if we're gonna do this. I'm gonna scrap the others and rewrite them as well. Yep, tomorrow morning then. Sorry, that was the chief.
No, I have not played with the BMG. BeamNG. Blah. I did. Good morning, Blue Wolf Alex. Happy birthday. I do hope that you have good in your day today. I mean, I guess I hope that every day, but today's a special day, because today's another day you can tell the world, piss off. I'm still here.
He's been great. He's ignoring the higher-ups' orders to help me. I'm doing a special expose on the Phantom Thieves, and the chief's helping me. It's about their origin and the root of the problem they're trying to solve. I think it really captures the spirit of journalism. It's my original field of expertise. I am a journalist after all, you know? The higher-ups were against it, but this expose has been very popular with our readers. Since we've sold so many copies, there's nothing they can do about it. Or us. So, we're planning to throw in additional articles while we have the chance. This is only just the beginning, though. All right, let's throw a victory celebration. Lala-chan, I hope you have some champagne for us.
I told you last time, we don't have any of that here.
That's what I figured. So, I reserved a bottle at the wine shop.
Okay, I'll go get it for you.
Impressive. Looks like Lala-chan took the hint. I wanted to speak with you. In private.
About our love.
Oh, loosen up a bit, will ya? I've been quietly making preparations to write a story about Shido's confidant, too. I'm going to uncover the truth. I swear to Kaio. Thanks. Again. Whenever I felt like giving up, you encouraged me to keep going. It's all thanks to you that I was able to get this far, Mr. Phantom Thief. The Chief's change of heart happened exactly the same way as those other cases. And the timing was absolutely perfect. You're the only one who could have orchestrated all that.
No, Lala's really the Phantom Thief.
Lala-chan's more of a phantom menace. Oh crap, she's gonna be so pissed. I'm convinced from all the recent coverage that the Phantom Thieves truly are valiant, helping the weak, punishing the bad. They actually do all those things. In a sense, you and I have the same objective. We both want to expose the ills of society. So, I won't tell anyone about your true identity. Let's form a united front to fight evil. If it weren't for you, I never would have been able to return to my journalist self. My high schooler source who manipulated information ended up manipulating my heart, too. I'm gonna return the favor one of these days, all right? Until then, we'll race to see who can expose evil first.
Yes, Lala was always Darth Maul.
Bye-bye.
All right. All right.
So that's done.
Anyway, where the hell is Lala-chan? Shall we get started then? Considering we're already in a celebratory mood. I wonder if you'll make it back home tonight. I'm gonna have you stick around till the very end. I will not accept your refusal.
So we're done with Oya, finally. A little less coherent, Don Crow.
Well, shall we begin?
So we still need Haru, Yusuke, and EY. And that's it. Wow. So Yusuke, Haru, and EY. And that is it. How many of the songs are stuck in my head? So I usually wake up before I actually get up. and I, do a few stretches to help myself relax and get back to sleep. And while I was doing so, the song from, I forget which, but a song from the game started playing. So I immediately grabbed my phone and turned on whatever song was playing so I could get it out of my head immediately. What I'm trying to say is that songs from this game have been seriously stuck in my head, and not in a pleasant way. Oh, we can do Haru. To Haru. Maybe. To the rooftop. Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Hey!
I came to see you. No, Yusuke's at 9, Donkro. So wait, what? Where's Haru? There we go. Wow. I need max proficiency to go to a restaurant with Haru. Okay. A single cup of dark ivory coffee costs $60. What?
Yes!
I can't let you do that. Timanash! I mean, I can afford $60 for a cup of coffee, but I don't think I want to. Possibly, Timanash? I'm hoping to show off the other bad ending, too, but I'm not sure how much of a delay there's going to be in save time. You know, when I can save versus when I can continue. Anyways, thank you very much for the support. I will put that towards VTMB2 immediately. Good morning, Vladdy. The untalkative one. Yay! Elephant dung coffee. My favorite.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, there's that one that one coffee that's been through someone's digestive tract. I don't know if that's a cat or not, but it's one of the most common expensive coffees I hear about. Maybe apparently it's a monkey? I don't know. So she wants to feed Mona coffee beans so that, you know. I don't know, my kimono. Well, no, the point is the coffee beans manage to get through the digestive tract intact, Omega Legion. Then you brew the coffee after they've come out. No, I don't understand it either, but it's a thing.
No.
I'm going to try to bully you into giving me control of the company that you have. What do I think of him? He's pure evil. I know I'm super rich, but I wish I wasn't. Only someone who's pure evil would say that, Mike Kamano. Hitler. Yeah, that's a roundabout joke.
All right.
Hey, Kay. Who is also Hitler. Yes, we're finally interacting with Haru.
Yes.
I have to phrase that slightly differently.
Goodbye.
Hey, aren't you gonna have your elephant dung coffee? Oh my god, you're right, Mike Romano! A mustache sprouts in my head immediately. So you're probably wondering why I've been putting Haru so down on the list of priority. Well, there's two reasons. One, I don't want to... Like, I've been told that saying no to romancing her is horrible. And two, she's not someone I'm going to use in the party. So for a story reason and a gameplay reason, yeah. But we need to push everyone. And we also need to get Haru away from evil, actually evil guy, her fiancé. No, nevermore. Actually, this is going to sound like a weird statement, but I actually don't have any mental health issues. Except for PTSD. I do have that. Let's do this. Yeah, despite what internet comments will tell you, I am not actually on the spectrum.
What are you gonna do today? No.
We do actually have access to that. The aquarium.
What'll you do?
Actually, I haven't seen Haru's Showtime with Makoto yet. It's the only one that hasn't popped up for some reason.
True.
It's all the blue.
Know your place, inmate!
Sorry. What was it, Omega Legion? The resting. Oh! Did anyone clip that? Because I asked people to clip that, and I don't think anybody did. See, I had the other headphones in when that happened, so I didn't actually hear it. But you're right, that did actually play once. So which is better, killer whale or jellyfish? I'm kidding, they're both awesome. Why do they collect other creatures and put them on display? To sate their appetites! If they love nature so much, they should move to the rainforest. No.
If I have to.
Pretty much, Dakota. Well, I have a theory about why that is, Kay, but it's only a theory. A lore theory. Thanks for the copyrighted strike.
What a crazy story.
No, you're quite correct, Nevermore. I tend to prefer actual world building as opposed to lazy writing.
Well, what's up?
I mean, it's not like good stories can't come from soft storytelling. I enjoy Star Trek well enough. But that doesn't mean I'm going to not criticize them for what is effectively lazy or bad writing. So, what should I do? Is the jazz club even open during the day? Probably, Zartaft. I mean, it is a JRPG. Yep, nope, jazz club's only open at night. That's called preference, Nevermore. Whoa! Sudden camera shifts are sudden.
Senpai?
Sure.
What do you want to do?
Let's hang out, Kasumi. At the park.
We should get going.
Just get some random rep points with her for later. I mean, why not, right? Listen, I'm too busy trying to get to be friends with all these other girls, Omega Legion. God. Nobody knows the trouble I'm in. Okay, so... Speaking of which, at least I can go to jazz club now. I also play darts. What if billiards raises things?
Welcome. What do you play?
Aw.
What do you want to
That's
do?
a social stat thing for billiards. So only darts raises the baton pass.
What do you play?
That sucks.
Hey,
Yeah, Dakota has a good point, too. The quality of the explanation matters. And J.K. Rowling is well known for being really terrible at explanations. Let's go to the jazz club. Where am I? Like, darts is fine, but the darts minigame in this game completely sucks. And I've actually never done it a second time, and I don't really plan to either.
what do you want to do? Hey,
So I could invite my girlfriend. But I need rep points with Haru.
oh,
Hey, thanks for coming in.
such a pleasant atmosphere.
No, you don't suck, Omega Legion. I suck.
And this drink.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's not the person I'm sitting at the jazz bar with, Kay.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Is there an afterlife in this setting? I've wondered that before. I don't think there is. Oh my god. Well, yeah, I know you can turn into a persona. Fine, I'll hang out with my girlfriend.
What will you do? Yes.
Somewhere she's never been. I don't think she's been there.
Then...
Oh yeah, it's super safe. If we die, then we'll be dead.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay, I got you.
Huh. Huh.
Do I have any gifts that she would like? For the young man at heart. No. What do we got here? None of these things are for her. Wrist weights. Sure. Here, I got you these.
Thank you.
Apparently she liked those. Alright, whatever.
Ah, you're back.
The 25th hour. We don't talk about that. Oh, hey! This should be our final EY.
Thanks again for last
Yep.
time. I learned a lot about myself. So, I just wanted to show my appreciation.
Intruding in on another private family moment.
You're still droning on about that? I mean, it was quite a shock. But that's what made you take me in, right? So who cares?
Whoa there, kiddo.
If you had just told me all of this sooner, you wouldn't have been threatened.
Who your parents are and where you come from stays with you for your entire life. Thanks to my loser parents, I got bullied by complete strangers, and...
My father isn't a loser, though. He's a brilliant business owner.
Yeah, there's nothing to worry about now. So in the end, I was just fighting my own demons. Stuck in my crappy childhood and all the problems I had growing up. My view of Kalru was all distorted because of my rotten childhood memories.
I forgive you.
Wow, you really matured, huh?
Why did you help my father out? He told me you gathered info about Suda-san for him. You willingly got involved in a Yakuza dispute. Would someone normally take that big of a risk? I'd understand if you were a member of the Phantom Thieves. fighting for the underdogs. Like a gentleman thief, you know? People have their own opinions, but I think the Phantom Thieves are super cool. I mean, the sexual harassment incident involving that teacher?
You gotta go, Kaoru. The supermarket's about to close. Aren't you in charge of dinner tonight?
Oh, crap! Please excuse me.
Kids grow up quick. They can be a pain in the ass, but they're worth it. All right, let's close up shop. Go pull down the shutter. Suda changed rather suddenly, huh? Seems like he had a change of heart. Just like them people they've been talking about on TV. I can't be the only one who was saved by his change of heart. Wonder who else knows. I wonder. Well, don't worry. It ain't really none of my concern. Man, you really had me fooled. That whole thing about being an enthusiast was all just BS. I hired you as a mere pawn, and now you're Kaoru's bro. The Phantom Thieves are using my guns to take down bad guys, aren't they? They help people in need, huh? Interesting. All right. I'm gonna put all my effort into that special menu we talked about. I don't like to owe nobody nothing, so I'll do my best for you, because that's the kind of support I can provide.
My bow has to wait.
All right. All right.
But what the hell are you gonna do with a model gun? You need a real gun in a shootout, and the knives are just replicas. They're even less useful than a butter knife, you know? You're such a weirdo. We were in the middle of closing shop, weren't we? Well, let's get to it.
And that is the end of EY. Or Gundad, if you prefer. No, we still don't get real guns. This is still Japan. Although a full AC would be awesome. Even a model AC, which would work in the metaverse, of course. Yusuke, my bro. Bro. This should be Yusuke's 10, I think? It's Yusuke's 9 or 10. So his painting won the... Oh my god, it's a painting of a phoenix.
I still have much to learn.
It's 10.
I finally painted something that I can be satisfied with. Yes. This is the true heart of humanity. The title is Desire and Hope. What do you think? Well, I added aspects that were previously lacking. This light is all of you. The title lists hope, but in my mind, it's a much more concrete thing. I can't believe I didn't realize that until now. You.
It's a good painting.
Huh?
It's not trying to be eccentric for the sake of being eccentric, like the last time. To think the same painting can change this much. So this is the answer you've come up with.
It is.
Desire and hope. I see. Beauty and ugliness. Humans are creatures that possess both. It seems you understand that.
What are you playing at?
Legit, though, that's actually good color composition. Like, that's impressive. Whoever actually painted that in real life did a good job.
I apologize, although my intent was to encourage you. It was rather crude. Still, I believe that this ploy needed to be done in order to ignite your competitive spirit.
But why would you do that? What's your objective?
I wanted to do something for you as another person who is free from Madarame's chains. That's all.
Huh?
Madarame held a grudge against me for supposedly stealing his customers from him. To start, I couldn't get anyone to rent me space for exhibits. He caused me no end of hardship.
So that's why.
Yes, the heart of man is painted with desire, even if it's coated entirely in black at times. However, it seems you have the strength to not look away from it, and chose to stand up against it. If only he had your strength. Madarame and I go back a long way. First as classmates, then as teachers at the same art school. He used to have a noble spirit. Said he wanted to aim for the top of the art world one day. But in the end, even the art world has its share of politics. Those who are cunning win. Our hearts were stained black in that manner. But the human heart is a strange thing. It can't completely separate black from white. I was shocked when I heard that he took you in. He never liked children, you see.
Oh?
This happened just before we cut all ties from each other. But I got a call from him. He was panicking that nearby clinics were closed and that his kid had a fever.
Sensei.
He was a good man deep down. No, he wasn't! Hi, Baron.
Yeah.
I don't want any more losers like me, or misguided winners like him being born from this world. That's why I started this foundation. So how about it? Would you like our support? Without the overbearing marketing production, of course.
It's a truly kind offer. Thank you for your generosity. However, I must respectfully decline.
Yusuke!
What makes you say that?
I enjoy starving.
Madarame. I won't be stained by desire. After all, I can see hope. If I am lost, they will extend their hands. If I am wrong, they will chastise me. As long as I have my rays of hope to guide me, I will be fine.
Ha! Madarame really did have a good eye.
And then, in lore, we ended up funding Yusuke for the next 20 or 30 years with all the money we have.
For declining his offer? It is a tad wasteful of me to decline. Still, I believe it's for the best.
I do have you to give me money, after all, lore. Thank you for all the money you give me. And considering all my money comes from the metaverse. I'm sorry, there's something actually kind of amusing about the fact that we are taking money from the collective unconsciousness of humanity and giving it to an artist. Thank you, Mandekler, very, very much for the sub. Very much appreciate, sir. I'll put that to Valhalla immediately.
I feel contradictory, but that's the human heart, correct? Interesting. That's exactly what I should be painting. It must have been troublesome dealing with me, but for some reason, I knew that you wouldn't abandon me until everything was said and done. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, just make out. This is why we'd romance Yusuke before Ryuji. So let's see what his persona upgrades to, shall we?
I am thy thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of the Emperor.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
It's a plate of food.
All right.
I understand. Have a good day, Mandekler. So what do we got?
Persona within me has awakened to a new power.
Okay.
All right.
Kamu Susanoo. Oh.
Now that I'm out of my slump, I need to make up for the time I wasn't able to paint. I reiterate my promise to you. I'll extend my assistance to you, should you ever stumble.
Good. And I'll extend my money to you
Shall we
every day of your life.
learn more about the heart? We need to work hard on our thief business.
Ah, God of Storms. Okay, I can see that. Let's Vorpal Blade. Oh. I mean, I'm not getting anything from him, so... I don't know if that counts as being a sugar daddy. Brave art.
You're back.
Let Arba sponsor him. I mean, I could. I'm sorry. As long as it doesn't view the news as nothing but another form of entertainment. For the general public, each passing story is simply a new means of killing time. They consume each topic and discard it before moving on to the next big thing. Wow. Yeah, a little too on the nose. Accurate. Still a little bit too much on the nose. Wow.
Welcome.
I heard the flu's going around. What are you gonna do today? No. What'll you do? Onward, inmate. Whoa! It's crazy out there.
This... You think this is a Tower of Babel, you should see Dubai. We can crush the people below like insects. They are ants, Justine. They are ants.
Justine. How could this happen? What? Really? Are you joking? Hey, inmate!
So, in case you were wondering, someone asked earlier if other people can see them. That's like the 4th or 5th time that other people have noticed that they're there and reacted to them. I don't know if they see their outfits, but they definitely see the kids. And they do treat them as if they are kids.
Now, let us return.
Which one was Shay? Blacked out. Because if that was the guy from Rogue, then I think he's kind of a dumb non-character. If it's not, then I'm going to have to remember. Because you could summarize all of that, the main character of Rogue's story arc by, I make my own lock. I have Don Crow. Yeah, I imagine most people wouldn't even bat an eyelash at this. Especially in Japan, but even here where I live. Okay.
Okay.
Can I hang out with Haru? No, of course. Oh, I can. Yay! I can't wait to turn her down for romance. Listen, it's not my fault that... I guess it is my fault that I can only romance one person. Never mind. I mean, that is technically on me, if you think about it.
Hey! Thank you!
I will... I'm sorry. I feel like I'll become closer to Haru because of the Queen's Necklace. It's the name of the persona I have. That's Empress.
Thank you!
Trust no one.
To be honest,
No, I haven't seen it yet, Blow Up Alex. Oh god, you're right, Leander. Is marrying him my only option? No! No, 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 no! All of the no! Look, Haru, I'm not going to smack you because, I mean, you're a tiny wilting thing and that would be horrible, but... No! Go ahead, Blow Up Alex. Thank you for watching my show, Shadow Machine. I will put that towards The Isles, which I guess part 1 came out today or something like that. I noticed because my Switch was downloading earlier. Downloading that, I mean. So the universe is something we can't understand half the time, and any who do are basically idiots. Sometimes there's some things we shouldn't know. Yeah, no, that's entirely too simplistic of a sentence to be applied universally to for me. Oh, I'm still on Discord. I didn't mean to be on Discord. Whoops. Hang on. So yeah, you're not considering this, Haru, right? They gotta beat the crap out of you. Good. Whap, whap, whap. Yep, mankind's totally corrupt. Uh-huh. So is the air. Guys, water's wet. Do I have Discord on here? No. Hang on, did I leave Discord? My phone's been doing this a lot lately. It's been like ghost leaving me on Discord. And it's actually really frustrating. There. Double left Discord. Coffee Dead Skull says, do you know how many women I just had to lie to? Anyways, no, Haru, you do not have to resign yourself to marrying a guy who is a scumbag who you hate. This is not medieval France. I don't know why I'm calling out France on that one, but whatever. Ugh.
All right.
We can forego the elephants, though, don't worry.
now, Shall we return home?
I'll have to find some time to watch it at some point, Blue with Alex. No, France was in my head for some weird reason. I think it was because I was looking into the recent EU4 thing, which really changed how France works at the beginning of the game. Pinch yourself, quick! No, it's whatever, okay.
Ah, you're back.
At this point, I'm not even sure I care. There might just be some actual, honest-to-goodness delay going on, too. Wait. Hang on. All I need is Haru now, right? Haru's at 5. Max. Yeah, all I need is Haru. Huh. Interesting. Sorry, Nevermore. That's... You got me there. I could do the jazz club, or...
What are you gonna do today? Now.
Oh, this is the maid place. Oh, I don't know about the maid place. Guys, how do I figure out the maid place? Where's the book for that? Because I've been checking bookstores, and I've been reading all of them. How do I visit the maid place? Where is the maid place? Let's answer that question. Okay. Which is not here. Where the hell is it? There it is. Is this it?
Hey!
Okay. Listen, all I need is Haru. You don't understand. Makoto, you don't understand. I need to increase my reputation with her.
What are you gonna do today? Now.
See if we can say it now. Oh, looks like I have to actually attend. Wow. Okay. I guess we'll attend the Maid Cafe. Listen, Makoto. I had to go to the Maid Cafe. That's a horrifying looking car.
Man.
I had to go to the Maid Cafe. It was the only way to get closer to Haru.
Hey!
She'll understand. Right? Just checking all the shops while I'm here.
Hi there!
And that's the arcade, which obviously I've been in.
Welcome.
For the bike lover in your life. So there you go, we got another gift for her. Yeah, funnily enough, Makoto really could beat the ever-living tar out of us. Which is always nice.
What would you like?
Ooh, these are very expensive. I already have some of these, though. That's a bus. Fair. Well, whatever. Let's attend the Maid Cafe. It's only $10.
Welcome home.
I'm your clumsy maid. Why would someone want a clumsy maid?
My goodness.
Have you ever had hot drink spilled on you? Because I have. This is your first time? Embarrassingly so. So, in case you can't read that, even a clumsy maid can make this. A clumsy maid can make this. Might be hard for a clumsy maid, or is too much for a clumsy maid. Why would you want an omelet with ketchup? Felicia from Fates. I need to look that up now. Hang on. Let's see who that is. I don't recognize that character. Oh, okay. So we'll do this one, because that was my first thought.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for you to completely fail at it.
Here I go. Let's see.
Please don't put ketchup on my... Please don't put ketchup on my...
Oh, sorry about that. What did you say?
She is going to write retributive justice in ketchup on my omelet. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My stats go up. Yay. I'm more a salsa on omelet than ketchup on omelet kind of guy.
That. Let's see. Take care.
Yeah, I also like nothing on my omelets. I'm actually not much of an omelet guy in general. Eggs, sure, but omelets, eh. Although, I did cook some scrambled eggs recently with chopped tomatoes and green onions in the eggs while I was cooking them, which actually turned out quite good. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, I love French toast. Oh, I would kill everyone in chat 1,000 times. I really need to stop saying that. I love French toast. I haven't actually had good French toast in quite a while. Bacon I am very picky with, but good bacon is good. I actually am rather fond of turkey bacon, which I know isn't real bacon, and I don't care. It's just good. I like it.
This is Aoyama Ichome.
What will you do?
Train doors are now
Yes.
closing. Please stand back.
Someplace she's never been. Let's see. We went to the park last time. Let's take her to... What's this place? Ramen! Nah. What's this place? The stadium? Yeah, sure. She might like that.
Then...
Sugar bacon is really good, though. Get some good cane sugar, and get make a rub of cane sugar, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. You know, rub the bacon in it, bake them. That's good.
Well...
I like her jacket too. While we're on the subject. That's the idea, Kay. It's one of the advantages of having infinite power. Hey, there's this new place over there. Thanks. I do actually have a gift for her. The bike thing I got. Just bought. There it is.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hey, Dream Whisperer.
Shall we return home?
I guess.
Ah, you're back.
It's funny, baseball's been on a downswing here in the States for quite some time. Not a big one, just kind of slow decline in popularity.
Brainwashing. Let's show people the...
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I get it, game. I get it. We'll get to the big dumb reveal later. Yeah, I actually thought about that, Dakota. Let's go into the astral plane. Oh, okay, let's not go there anymore. Oh god, Shadow Machine. Yeah, I found a way, Lord! Right, twins. Yeah, I'd imagine it's because the NFL is far more aggressive about its financial marketing strategy.
What are you gonna do today? Now.
There we go. To the Maid Cafe.
Guide me, inmate.
We just need Dynamax, Wailord.
Oh.
So this is a slave camp. The decor is bizarrely cheery for such a horrid place. I'm with you, Caroline. Surprised one is operating in the heart of the city like this. I'd originally thought such places would need to hide in the shadows, far from public scrutiny.
Welcome home!
Are you addressing me? You are sorely mistaken about who is your master. We have come here to observe. Don't worry, we'll free her when we're finished. Hey, you. Tell me, why are you grinning? You're a slave. What do you mean, master? Maybe you're ordered to smile, but what? Do you lack the will of rebellion? Or are you naturally submissive? I don't know. Meanwhile, this poor girl is thinking, this is just my 9 to 5. What are you talking about? What is this insufferable? Hey, inmate! Do you really get proper rehabilitation here? I don't know.
What was that?
Calm yourself, Caroline. You think laughing at your masters is proper discipline? You're here for the discipline service. Then listen up, you little shrimp. Quit gawking at me in order already. You want to get jabbed with one of those tiny little forks? Out with it. She's thrown off the yoke of oppression. What did I just say? Order. Or do you need a menu? If you can even read. Is that it? Little baby can't read a menu. Just the usual service, actually.
Absolutely.
Her mood changes in an instant. Such versatility. Does she have the power of the wild card? Love Star Pancake. What do they put in it? You do not want to know. They put poison into it. Sure. Oh, this is how slaves' rebellious will manifest. Even the food industry is a matter of life or death in this world. Let's order something else. Sincere omelets, please.
Oh, sorry about that. Are you joking?
How dare you fix this right now? You can beg forgiveness once I receive a perfectly sincere meal, but I filled it with love. Fake crying. Don't even try the fake cry act on me. Fix it. Double time. I'm not letting you off until it's right. No, I can't. How could you make a poor slave cry like that? Well, fine, I'll say I'm sorry. Look, maid, I'm sorry. I'll eat it. Just stop crying. Should go for some hot tea? There's also the relaxing coffee. We are not giving coffee to kids. I know they're not actually kids, but god dang it. I know, Lord Aramont. This has been so tiresome. Even the people being served have to behave a certain way. I struggle to comprehend why it's so complicated. And yet people are willing to pay good money and partake in this master-servant charade. Yeah, I don't get it either, Justine. The lengths that humans will go to hold positions of power. Their desires are truly limitless. Again, you have no idea, Justine. Oh my gosh. Oh, lol, Leander. We do seem to witness curious new facets of humanity with each special assignment. Most intriguing indeed.
Listen up.
Oh. Oh, no, this is just a... Blah, 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 blah. Yes, we are corrupting them with humanity, the most deadliest of all viri. Ba-ba-da, Shido's still running, no one really cares, because apathy, doo-doo. I should hit this like 20 more times, by the way.
Hey!
There we go. Haru! Would you like any coffee books? Oh my god, see, this is why I won't romance Haru. She's into coffee. I cannot abide a human being who is into coffee. I mean, every single time we have one of those things where there's the thoughts of the people thing, it's been some apathy stuff. And every single time we've had a cutscene with the class, and every single time we have a cutscene with the subway, it's been apathy, 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 apathy. I'm probably lowballing it. There are 8 ways to roast coffee beans. Interesting. I'm surprised it's that low, to be completely honest. Can you make some for me, Haru? My one true oh, hi, Makoto. They're actually about
To
gardening.
be honest, but yes.
I need to get tough and strong. I have a plan. I'm gonna be strong enough so other people can rely on me. Which boss fight was my least favorite? Other than Akumura? Which I gave a -4 by itself.
Alright.
And only refrained from giving a second negative because I lost my temper during the fight and therefore cannot, in good conscience, trust my own judgment. Hey, it's the most disgustingly evil person that's still alive and hasn't had his heart changed. And he even looks like a sleazeball. Look at him! You're one of those brats! Think you can go on a date with another man and leave your fiancé in the dust? You're not my fiancé. I already said I'm not going to marry you. What about that contract I made? You belong to me! Think about the reparations clause. You'll lose everything you own. What kind of contract did he sign? Can I just kill this guy? Straight up. Just straight up. Also, he just told Haru she needs to get thinner. Which is already kind of messed up to begin with, but then I want you to look at Haru really quick and tell me exactly how it's physically possible for her to still be a healthy human being and be thinner. Like, I know she's got this kind of sweater shirt thing looking on, but oh my god. We've seen her in a corset. You got it, Zack Teft. I will kill him and accept being no better than him, because the world will be a better place for his absence. Also, I cannot even begin to disagree with that line. Like, more.
Goodbye.
Hey, Kay. You've watched Voyager, right? Hear me out. I'm going for something. Look, if you're trying to make me feel bad about wanting to kill a man who is a disgusting, possessive slime ball, who is abusive and treats her like she's property, and is threatening her, blackmailing her actually, into submission in order to use her as a sex object, then no, you're gonna fail at this task. I'm just letting you guys know. Anyways, do you remember the episode Memorial? Okay, it's the one where they come across a thing and it beams memories of a massacre into their brains. You remember that one? Yeah, exactly. Okay, I have never bought that argument. Batman not killing makes sense, but that's a unique case because Batman's already... and that's what he does to help keep himself in check. In general, not with that. So, the reason I bring that episode specifically, Kay, is one of the things I liked most about that episode is that Mega DA is actually a really awesome dude. Thank you very, very much for the sub. Very much appreciate. I will put that towards Dealer's Choice. There we go. In that episode, one of the biggest reasons, and one of the things I like most about it, is that most of the Voyager crew freaks out because of how against their personalities it is to do the horribly evil things that their memories are telling them they did, right? That's kind of what we do inverse to these people. So we take away the part of them that did this horrible thing, that wanted to do this horrible thing, and what's left is a normal human being who still has the memories of doing something horrific. This is why they atone on their own. This is why they come public and confess their crimes. Because a normal human being who has done the horrible stuff they have done can't deal with that, right? The best analogy, though, and someone else came up with this, I wish I did, is picture their brain as a Jenga tower, and you remove one block, the evil block, to put it simply, and... is it nighttime? It is nighttime, so let's go to here. I am honestly surprised by that too, Blackcloud.
What are you gonna do today? Now.
Yeah.
What'll you do?
Say they probably want to go to the park. Destinyland. What an absurd name. I mean, it's better than Disneyland. That bear's walking on hind legs. Is it a demon of some sorts? Is there a king living in that castle? Shouldn't we pay our respects first? Raid starting.
What?
Oh my gosh, what is that thing? The gleeful music, the rhythmic, monotonous dancing, the grids plastered on every spectator's face. The overstimulation's making me dizzy. That's true, Leander. This is a brainwashing scheme, isn't it? Everyone clap your hands. You brainwashed too now? Quickly, slap him into reason, failing that, try your baton. No, wait. Ah, you're back to a sound mind.
Are you joking?
Sorry, I should stop taking the joking answers here. It may benefit us to investigate how to pull off such successful mass brainwashing. So many jokes. So many jokes.
What are you gonna do today? Now.
I am honestly surprised by that too, Blackcloud. I should stop taking the joking answers here. It may benefit us to investigate how to pull off such successful mass brainwashing. So many jokes. So many jokes. That wasn't as impressive as I expected. You say that now, despite appearing quite captivated before. With your outburst like that, bear is so clued, and let's get in line to meet the characters. I said nothing of the sort. I was merely going through the motions of the guise of a brainwashed human, that's all.
Come on, let's go.
There's another line, let's see where it goes. I don't even know how long. It only led to a bathroom. Yep, the longest line in a theme park's always the bathroom joke. That's actually not true, though. Speaking from personal experience.
Hey, inmates!
When you gotta go. That was fun. I mean, that was a functional assignment, but we've had enough time today. Time to head back. I've heard it customary to bring back a token gift for one's superiors after visiting a place like this. We should buy something for our master. The mouse ears or the stuffed bear? Which do you think our master would prefer? I'm now picturing mouse ears on Igor. Justine? Seems even I cannot avoid the brainwashing. Please keep this a secret. Yeah, with a stuffed bear on his... I could legit picture Igor doing that. He's got just enough of a thing going that he could do that. These people have been liberated from their everyday lives. Humans' desire to dream even reaches into their time in the waking world. It's a rather curious phenomenon. Ooh, another brainwashing parade is beginning. We have no time for that again. 2 parades in one day? What the hell? Yeah, at some point I'm going to look at these cards and figure out which one is lower enemy defense, because I actually need that. I guess I can do that now. Where's our... Here we go. Oh, it doesn't say. Which one? What's lower defense? What's the name of the lower defense spell? Tarunda. Trunda. Looks like I do not have it. I have Dekunda, but I do not have Tarunda. Come on. Oh, hang on, it's Rakunda. Sorry, hang on, let's double check here. Rakunda. Do I have Rakunda? No, I have Dekunda. I have Rakuja. But I still do not appear to have Rakunda. Yep, okay, whatever. Hey, Makoto, you want to go on yet another date?
This is Aoyama Ichome.
What will you do?
So, someplace she hasn't been to before. Let's see, we haven't been to the ramen place or the street fashion place or the sushi place. Yeah, we'll do ramen though. Make it easy.
Closing. Please stand back.
Then...
Oh, apparently she's already been there. Whatever. Yes and no, respectively. Nevermore. Although there are, of course, different types of air conditioners, but the most typical kind does not involve freezing a room, no. You could crank your air conditioning up to absolute max, and all you're going to get is about 60 degrees of wind, which is not going to freeze anything. Aww.
Thank you very much.
You could definitely cause a cold, because you have cold wind blowing over you. And your body's going to be like, whoa.
Shall we return home?
I don't have a gift for her anymore. I don't have a gift that she likes. I know she's a bike lover. I don't have anything for her. Cancel.
Ah, you're back.
We don't have the time for a backup plan. We only have 5 days after all. I know, right, Kay? It's ridiculous. That's why I go the solo route. It's actually not why I go the solo route, but... I have heard people say that, and I always laugh at that. Alright, what do we got here?
What are you gonna do today? No.
What?
Let's go, inmate. Onward, inmate.
You want me to take you to the cafe? They do! They're gonna meet Sojiro.
Ah, you're back.
Are you the master of this place? Thank you for assisting in the inmate with his rehabilitation. Inmate? Yes, it is all going as planned, in no small part due to your efforts. We must express our gratitude. Sure. What kind of crowd are you running with nowadays, exactly? Look, a lot's happened. But how and where do you even meet these people? So when I go to sleep, I go to a special place draped in velvet. I could bring some curry. Curry? We haven't a clue what that is. We'll politely accept your offer. Oh, they're gonna love it. They're gonna love it. The rice is slowly being absorbed by the sludge. That's when it's really good. You've never had this before? Scent isn't bad. In fact, it's rather appetizing. What are the poisonous-looking red chunks? Fuku Jinzuke. I actually don't know what that is. It's optional flavoring for the curry. They call it that because of the 7 gods of fortune, the Shichi Fukujin. You chopped up a god to make this? So this is dyed with the blood of a god. What are these kids going on about? You don't want to know, Dad. Trust me. This man's a god killer. Now I can see how he's able to rein in the inmate. I have high hopes for any dish prepared by a god slayer. Let us pay our proper respects and happily eat our sludge. Look, it's not sludge, alright? It's spicy! My mouth's on fire! I agree, but I cannot stop myself. Do you like it? It's not bad. I think it can stand to be a little sweeter, though. I must say, I do feel this curry sludge filling both mind and spirit to burst. Or body and spirit to burst. Eating this every day would no doubt support your rehabilitation immensely. Oh, I wish I could eat Sojiro's curry every day. Do you know what I'd do for that? Oh my god. Be grateful to the God Slayer for sheltering you. If you were to cross him, he'll chop you up for his next garnish. I should get going. I have to get Futaba's dinner ready. If they want coffee, you know how to make it. This is great. I think I agree. Justine and Caroline's little side antics are actually quite good. This sounds like positive territory. Alright, inmate, serve us coffee. Why is everything on the Godslayer's menu so murky? The smell's not bad, though. It's more satisfying than we previously experienced as well. And now for a test sip. It's bitter! Is this poison? Are you actually a child? What was that? He is correct, you have the tongue of a child. However, I've heard mysterious white additives that people use so that even a child could drink this inky abomination. I demand the additives! The powder dissolves immediately, no matter how much I add. Little more. Perfect balance of black and white. Oh no, there's more no more left. I don't believe I've quite reached a perfect harmony of black and white, but there's nothing that can be done now. She ran out of sugar. And or milk. Ah, so sweet. There's an intriguing crunchy texture to it. I think you added a little bit too much sugar. Yeah, Igor's gonna kill us. Ooh, high counter. Nice. You're welcome.
You've got guts.
You do occasionally forget your station in your excitement, Caroline. Wouldn't expressing your thanks for these opportunities be only proper?
What?
I could say the same for you. I know you asked Master if we could get a jellyfish tank in our room. Don't try to deny it. Appears we're out of time. We must be heading back now.
Hey!
Don't act like you can just drop the subject that easily. You're not getting out of this one.
Not bad for an inmate.
This is the end of your special assignments. What's left? We must finish the Godslayer's meal before we leave. What were they called again? Kirby and Coughing? Curdy and Comfy. Or whatever. It's sludge on a plate and sludge on a cup. Now let's get to it! I can just picture Igor, who usually comes across as pretty knowledgeable about things like this, just looking at them, you know, and like Cord says, Master Igor, the inmate's father can make curry out of the gods, and Igor just looks at them.
I should have known.
Meanwhile, apathy. I'm gonna start counting these. I mean, it's more complex than apathy, but we'll get there. Still not hang out with Haru? Jeez Louise. Apathy is death, after all, Mr. Red. Who knew? Yeah, true enough, Dakota. But I agree. So let's toggle in a positive for Justine and Caroline. And their weird pronunciations of both words. Let's test something real quick here. Let's see if the Die Hard film is still playing. Probably is. And if it is, I guess we'll just go hang out with Makoto again. Actually, we need gifts for her. Where do we buy gifts?
Well...
Yeah, everyone's maxed, Megan. Everyone's super maxed. Except for Yusuke and... No, we'd finished Yusuke. Haru is the only person we don't have maxed.
What would you like?
Just buy a bunch of stuff here. Where do I buy gifts for Makoto? Underground Mall. Let's do it. Makoto, I swear, I'll throw money at you until you like me. I'm already dating you. I'll make you like me no matter what. Yeah, technically I'm not maxed with Igor or Morgana yet, but I mean, duh, right?
What do you want?
Thank you for stopping in.
Just start throwing yen out the window here. I will spend any amount of money to make her like me.
What would you like?
What's Tavat? Oh, it's a protein thing. Okay. Virgo. Hey, Anime Pensu.
What would you like?
I mean, yen as a currency is basically the same thing as cents as a currency, so I'm with it. Which is over here. Didn't I already check these stores? I feel like I did. That's because I did. I'm so sorry, Anime Pantsu. Really, I am. Screw that fight. Negative to gameplay. Be thankful I didn't get more. Yeah, that fight. I agree, that fight was legitimately not well designed. Now that is a complex question, Nevermore. The answer is yes, but answering why would take a lot more time. Oh, incense. Ooh, not that I care.
What would you like?
Style over substance? No, I would describe this game as a slathering of style on top of substance.
Welcome!
I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is some legitimately good core gameplay in this game. It's one of the reasons it's so damn frustrating. It would be easier to just dismiss this game as bad, but it's not bad. It's just got issues, you know?
Hello!
I will freely admit that if this was not my job, I would have already quit by now. Because, yeah, it's just... At a certain point, the time efficiency equation comes into mind, you know? Looks like it's everywhere. Oh, nope, I did miss that one spot. I'm sorry, Hazardous.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people argue about the gold standard, but funnily enough, even amongst people who actually study economics, people are not... There's debate, basically. The biggest benefit to the gold standard is the standardization itself. The biggest detriment to the gold standard is actually twofold. One is the fact that it puts a cap on the economy, but the other and far more dangerous thing is that it implies an inherent value to money, which itself is a very dangerous attitude, in my opinion. What am I doing? I can't even hang out with Makoto. How do I pass time? Hey Kasumi, you want to hang out? I'd hang out with Makoto, but I can't get a hold of her.
Senpai? What do you want to do? Yes.
Sure.
Yes, let's go there. So anyway...
Yeah, the whole original point of the gold standard was to make it easier to trade, both internally and externally, going from one bank to the other, and from one country to the other, one state to the other, one city to the other. Having a gold standard means you always know how much it's valued at. I've never needed gods. I summon them on a daily basis. Favorite confidant? Yoshida. Don't even have to think about that. Yoshida.
I'll be heading home now.
Yoshida is awesome.
Ah, you're back.
Those who don't choose Shido are un-Japanese.
Makoto's right. You're a...
Yep, blah blah blah. I get it. I know where we're going with the story. And I don't like it, but we'll just move on. Listen, I'm not saying I killed all the gods. I am saying the Black Throne was empty, though.
What are you gonna do today? Now.
A nightmarish place for acquiring gifts. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Let's go, inmate. Onward, inmate.
I'll get there later, Mr. Ed. I don't want to talk about that yet. I have a speech prepared, don't worry. No, I really do.
Oh my.
There's a whirlpool of human desire. One, please. My bonus ought to cover it. Sale and bonus carry extra weight in this place. Humans are incapable of resisting such simple temptation. It reminds me, it looks like a lot of people who fell prey to their pitiful desires come to places like this. I hear the term used for people as lovey-dovey. What is going on here? They're usually in pairs. That's right, lovey-dovey is supposed to be a harmonious relationship of two people doting on each other. I've also heard that pairings emanate a special aura that incites the rage of those around them.
Okay.
Let's track down some lovey-dovey people, inmate. Kodo, could you come over here, please? Yep, that's lovey-dovey. It's so obvious I don't even need to ask. Their aura is so irritating, words can't describe it. On the other hand, I've heard that lovey-dovey individuals are actually envied by society. Could you be one of the envious? I'm already lovey-dovey. Reunion.
What?
I have given in. You're just another beast driven by primal desires. How repulsive. Please keep your distance. It's 100% platinum. It never rusts. I'd prefer tungsten myself. Although I do love platinum. But platinum's a little pricey. The atmosphere's shifted. A storm's coming. It's just a little over budget, that's all. I thought our love was eternal, but here it's just some cheap imitation. If it's all bound to fall apart, we might as well end it right now. Just the one, not the pair.
It would seem...
The clash of the lovey-dovey shoppers has been decided. Why'd the man end up doing whatever the woman said? What sort of subservience is this? I ain't touching that one. He's hypnotized. So you mean his mind is being manipulated? Not only that, she even managed to extort money from him. A lovey-dovey's human's desires run deep indeed. Rumors about this chaotic battlefield were true after all. To think they generate so much disorder just by coming together. Humans are strange beings. However, upon realizing this is a source of their power, it's easy to see how this place aids in the inmates' rehabilitation. Humans are fascinating. Heat riser. Ooh.
See? You can do it.
Thanks. I mean, that's what this is made out of, Hazardous. My ring. Humans seem unusually predisposed to giving each other money and material goods if they're closely related. People buying another's affection. Doesn't that sound pathetic? I wouldn't know anything about that. Don't you think there are people who should express gratitude towards us right now? Indeed. I think a certain pair of exceptional wardens deserve something for observing their troublesome inmate. That was a joke. We're not so low as to exploit you for material gain. That is going to be part of the rant, Omega Legion. I think he's a symptom.
Come with me.
That's all I'm going to say about that, though. Your rep with lore has gone down. Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Okay. 3 days left. I'm running out of things to waste time on.
I should write something.
I'm going to bed.
Come on.
What? Oh, I should have checked if I could hang out with Haru. Darn it, I didn't even think about that. Hang on. So what's Heat Riser do? I'll laugh if she's not even available. Depends on how it's applied. Nevermore. Nope. Oh, yep, we couldn't hang out with her. I was right. To bed!
Come on.
Hey, look, we have like an extra blanket now. Holy crap. Probably only because it's winter, though. We finally have more of a blanket. Whoops, that's not what I... Come on. So I think we're done with their things. They said that was the last one. The last request from those two. And yeah, they're not even there anymore now. Well, shoot. See if the movie's changed, which probably hasn't. Nope, it has not.
Well, what's up?
I've got a better idea. That's the wrong spot. There we go.
I see. What do you want to do?
I wish to invite my girl, well, his girlfriend. I would not date Makoto. Or to be slightly more accurate, she would not date me.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
This drink.
Chat. So what do you think about punching people? There's where she mentions learning Aikido.
I feel a little more mature.
All right.
Thank you. All right then.
Fusion would only help things if it was widely available, nevermore. Distribution is more of a problem than the tech itself. Alright, let's finally push Haru. She's been unavailable all friggin' week. Listen to Koida. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. Why are you dizzy? Okay. Naku. Yeah, actually, Mega, that's a perfect example. We have plenty of food production. Food distribution is the main issue.
But
why don't you... Tell you what, Haru. I'm going to solve all your problems for you. Sign over your shares of the company to me. I'll take care of it. Phone. Hey, Akechi. Do you want to kill a horribly evil person? Hey, The Last of Us 2 just shipped. I suppose that answers my question. zero doubt, okay? He would use her, he's already said this, he would use her for sexual gratification, and then he doesn't care what else she does, so he'd either try to, you know, distribute her as a resource or just leave her be to do whatever. There's actually a term for that, and I can't think of it. And it's kind of horrible, but, you know, whatever.
Excuse me?
Well, no, it's a specific type of marriage where the person who is married in is there for sex and nothing else, and in return they get to stay at home. I guess it's kind of a trophy wife thing. They get to stay at home and have nice things, and in return they give sex. Yeah, trophy wife is probably the closest thing for that.
Yes.
Soil improvement, get.
All right.
Oh.
Well, at that point, that's a contract, Kay.
Shall we return home?
The problem here is Haru is being bullied and blackmailed into this, against her will, and she didn't choose it to begin with. Her dad set this up. And he's a scumbag, which is also a problem. It's like, I think Lord Harrimont said this yesterday. I mean, he's a douche. And I have a pretty strong anti-douche policy. Yeah, safe, sane, consensual is the watchword bundle for a reason. By the way, that was someone praying just there for Shido to get elected. I'm getting really close to giving a negative for Haru's Confident arc. Or at least a partial negative. The fact that we're actually going through all this stuff, and the game has gone way out of its way to establish how disgusting of a human being he is, and we're doing nothing about it. In a game all about trying to fix those kind of things. In a game in which several people's confidence, including party members' confidence, have gone into Mementos in order to fix problems like this, is a little bit weird. I know they were having issues. I mean, Mifune was actually supposed to be a party member too. But, yeah, what the hell, game? So, I guess we'll just go to bed. Yeah, let's just play some video games.
Well then.
Or we could sit and then play video games. Let's play Punch-Out. Excuse me, Punch-Ouch.
Okay.
Even the title screen looks similar.
Well then. Oh. I see.
There was a tutorial in Punch-Out. Who knew?
Nice. Yeah.
Actually, there is a tutorial in Punch-Out. It's called Glass Joe.
Nice.
Whenever we review Punch-Out, I'm going to point that out, too. I do tend to prefer in-game tutorialization rather than, you know, menu tutorialization. But that's neither here nor there. Haru. I have heard of people losing to Glass Joe, but I don't believe it. No one could. I mean, I could beat Glass Joe blindfolded. That's not a brag. I've done that on stream. So there's no way people could lose to Glass Joe. No way.
you. Yes. Hey!
The soil? The soil is what helps me deal with him. You might not like it. Okay, with the power glove, sure. Absolutely. Because the power glove is terrible. And I can say that from personal experience. Looks cool. That's about it.
But...
Yeah, you got this, Haru. You want me to be there with you for when you tell your fiancé to piss off. You know what? Considering he has already physically manhandled you, that's actually probably a good idea.
All right.
I was thinking the same thing, Mega. I always assumed Glass Joe's one win was against, or no, it's the other way around, isn't it? Gabby J's one win is against Glass Joe. Or something like that. I forget. I used to know Punch-Out lore a little bit better than I do now. It's in your nature to nurture. They just don't want you to leave, that's all, period. Speaking of which, comma, have a safe trip today, period. Phone hugs, exclamation mark. Hey, Myron. I know, right, Lord Haramont?
So, our job's...
But we will never do that, because screw us. Let's make some curry. Curry is a good healing item. We are out of curry. Game over. Game over. Now let's try another video game.
Wow!
No. The game. Oh my god. Come on, game.
Oh!
Okay, so we played Punch-Out, we played Train of Life, a retro fighting game, a retro gambling game, a golf game, and a Featherman game. Oh, let's try that one. What's Featherman?
Oh, yeah.
We need to become the 6th Phoenix Ranger.
Well, then.
As the new threat of doom draws near, the new power spreads its wings. You're awake already. It's a promising sign. My name is Osagiri. I've been in charge of your training. Welcome to my space laboratory. You're the strongest fighter I've created yet. Yes, nobody. For the time being. We will now commence your training. Endure it, and you will acquire power equaling that of the Phoenix Rangers.
I see.
I was gonna say, we are apparently the evil Phoenix Ranger. You'll be facing an aberrant from Xylem, the Infabug army planning to take over Earth. Its name is Scrapaternum, a powerful aberrant born of a parasite that fed on scrap metal.
Okay.
I am the Scrapaternum, the scraps-eating metal aberrant. Clang! Too many people on Earth. I'm gonna squash the Earth flat to make it a more comfortable place to live.
Now then.
How could you dodge my attack? Clang it! Wind Punch. Glory to Xylem. We are now the Gray Pigeon. The greatest of all greys and pigeons. No one will be able to defeat you. No one. That's actually what the game said. I didn't make that up.
Nice. Well then.
You remember those really bad NES propaganda games, Mr. Red? Oh. Okay, let's advance the plot, shall we? Friggin' finally. Time to give negatives to story. Probably. That one doesn't qualify.
My election is the result of every citizen's aid. Your support warms my heart.
I knew it was gonna be Shido.
There is no reason to hold an election.
That is why.
That is exactly why. I cannot forgive myself. The reason President Okumura passed away is... I am the one who killed him. I also manipulated the information that the Phantom Thieves were behind the series of incidents. The one who controlled the hearts of others and gave rise to the countless victims is myself. It was all for my own promotion. For my own selfish gain.
What's going on?
I've even used people's lives as stepping stones in order to claim this country as my own ship. I am a true criminal that can be tried for any crime, and it still wouldn't be enough. I will confess everything. Please, I beg everyone to pass judgment on me. If I could atone for all I've done with my life, I request that I be judged at once.
Huh?
This can't be true! Shido-san!
Yeah!
Well, we did it. We beat the game.
Everyone, raise your glass. Allow me to say a few words. Now then.
He started taking charge.
Come now, don't be that way.
If you're gonna complain, say it to Shido. A legislator's pin's worth almost nothing. Well then, so, since the source of evil Masayoshi Shido has been...
I got to avenge my mom. It's all thanks to everyone.
Aww. Hugs.
I was able to settle a debt in regard to my father as well.
And the fiance,
We all
though.
worked so hard for this.
Shido's guilty, right, sis?
It'll be difficult to prosecute him immediately, but I'll do this thoroughly until the causality between his other crimes can be proven. I believe Wakaba-san's research results will save Japan.
We could testify too, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you, but I'll be fine. I don't want to add any more unwanted suspicions on any of you. It's about time you let us adults prove that we can get our act together.
Hey, so what about this guy's education?
I believe it'll be fine for him to return to school. It's true that your face will be recognized among those involved, but I doubt they'll take a firm action like suddenly coming to arrest him. At least they won't do it until the uproar with your suicide and Shido's confession have died down. Eventually, though, the situation where you and I will be used as scapegoats can't be avoided.
You mean in regard to faking his death? That wouldn't have happened to begin with had the police done their job properly.
Of course I plan on doing everything I can. I will protect you all this time. Prosecuting Shido is that first step.
Hey, when are we going to make the toast?
Right. Let's get to it. Today is truly...
Cheers!
Cheers!
No, wait, hey!
Poor Sojiro.
Cheers. I need to go. It seems Shido's been transferred to a hospital. Oh, one more thing. It's fine to celebrate, but keep it in moderation, okay? Considering that he's finally back, all of you need to take your education seriously again.
So, nobody's reacting to the confession.
I don't really get it. What's he going to ask? Well, let's leave the popularity stuff to Mishima for now.
I need to save basically at every opportunity from this point onwards. So, speaking of which, Shido's party won by last night. However, there's some who support my arguments. The world isn't all bad. Aw.
I'll just add this.
Yeah, that's good. Good. Phantom Thieves claim victory. Evil's defeated. Credits roll. I love you, man. And I love, like, Haru and Futaba just lightly chatting in the background there. GG.
Oh! The case is finally closed. There are no shackles on you anymore. We changed the heart of someone huge, like the next Prime Minister. There's no better finale than that.
I agree.
This may be the opportune time to end our deal. I'm sure you'll be fine now. You can manage without me being with you.
But you're awesome.
Don't worry. I won't leave immediately. But if I just stay here, I won't recall anything. I'm a bit envious of you. Here I am. Still haven't found anything about myself. If only I could find out what's in the depths of mementos. Let's go to sleep. You must be tired.
Yes, master.
I can't believe even Shido-san had a change of heart triggered in him.
We got where we are today because we had him take care of whoever got in our way. If a case is assembled against him, everything about us will be exposed too. What are we supposed to do?
That's precisely why we've gathered to discuss our options. Prosecutor Nijima is serious about taking Shido-san to court, right?
Isn't she under your command? You have to do something!
Yes, I'm aware. But even if we prevent her from doing so, what about the public? Shido-san's conduct was shameful.
We'll just have to continue his policies for a rich country.
A rich country?
You mean that plan of advancing foreign affairs by controlling people's hearts?
After all, the research on it should be proceeding along. We'll push that plan forward and continue eliminating any who get in our way by using that world. We'll pledge to build a powerful country. We ourselves will meet the expectations we had of Shido-san.
A powerful country, huh? I see.
Okay, so I get why they would think this, but they're stupid. You need someone who actually has a powerful persona and the ability to navigate the metaverse to do anything in the other world. You don't have any of that.
But even if we do pick up where he left off, would his other associates keep quiet about it?
We should be fine in that regard. Anyone who Shido-san aided would feel that their life is at stake after watching that conference, just as we are now.
At any rate, it seems we must first stop that case from being assembled, no matter the cost.
True enough, Dakota. Hi, Pyro.
Control public opinion.
Thankfully, support for Shido-san still exists. Masayoshi Shido was a hero who fell before achieving his goals, and we will carry his torch.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's what we'll announce to the mass media.
We're evil. Get
I
it.
see. Considering the public's panic after losing their leader, they may latch onto that immediately.
But if the general public becomes our enemy, we're done for.
That means there's no turning back. Well then, leave Nijima to my group. Can we rely on yours in regards to Shido-san?
We'll make it so that he requires a psychiatric evaluation.
Everyone, we're in the same boat. You had best not forget that.
Blah, blah, blah. So what's the positive you want to argue for? Pyro. Okay, that's part one of the paragraph there. Oh yeah, sorry. Apathy.
I don't get it!
Yeah, that one's not quite an apathy. That's a huh?
Time's up.
Man.
Right about now is I remember the tail end of this game pretty well. And right about now is when the thought was crossing my mind, why isn't this wrapping up?
Sorry that I failed to mention your exams. I was busy dealing with some of Shido's cronies. Well, you are students, so it's only fitting you're doing a study group.
You're gonna bring us some snacks now and then, right?
You don't even have exams.
Pardon the intrusion.
Oh, glad to see you all. Don't mind me. Make yourselves at home.
You're too kind. We'll take you up on that offer.
Why did you bring me here? My school's exams are already over.
Come on, don't be so cold. You saying it's fine if I fail?
Nothing wrong with that.
Aw,
Won't the results be the same whether you study or not?
Morgana.
Now, you guys. Just think of it as helping me out.
I don't know about this. I'm just going to focus on sections that may likely be on the test. You're way too short on time.
Making a gamble, huh?
If she's wrong, we die.
I don't want to die.
Is it really that bad?
This is every day for them.
This affects you too.
Not even remotely yet.
Your
Nevermore.
grades?
No.
I'm not too worried. But you've missed a lot of classes, so it couldn't hurt to study.
Oh, yeah. He's good at studying. I feel kind of betrayed.
And betrayed might be a bit much.
Look, I've been studying with Makoto, okay?
Don't worry, Lady Ann. Even if you're not great at studying, I'll... Now then, let's get to it. What do you want me to teach you?
So, if I'm understanding Pyro, I mean, I get your point about the explosion thing, even though I do argue that it's still badly implemented. Because what it is, at the end of the day, is, oh no, we need to escape the exploding dungeon. Fake out death. So I'm not going to give it a negative, for basically the points you mentioned, but I don't see how that could be a positive. Either way, I do hope your migraine gets better. Migraines suck. Might I recommend hot water or hot steam? That tends to help me. What am I doing? It makes perfect sense, Omega Legion, and I hate it. Why do you think I've been using this counter this whole time, Omega Legion? Because this is the final boss right here.
Japanese, huh?
And I still hate it.
Wait, what did we study again? Oh, crows! How to go again?
Did we...
Blah, 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 blah.
The kanji for that's
Blah, 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 blah. Let's go.
Even if we study and learn what we can in school, doesn't it feel kind of pointless?
Studying is important.
At the very least, it's necessary for Ryuji.
You want to say that again?
Those sorts of experiences are important too, but common sense is just as important. You should know better than anyone how nasty adults without common sense can be.
That's a great point.
Someday you'll graduate high school and become adults. Then, when you get married, you'll need common sense more than ever.
No kidding.
Marriage, huh? Do you want to get married?
Of course.
Really?
Oh, sorry, Makoto.
Well, that won't be for a while. In the meantime, I'm more concerned with what I'm going to be eating.
I like her reaction. Really?
Cut it out, man. You're making me hungry. Well, I guess we just gotta get back to studying.
I hate studying. I do.
That concludes the last subject.
That took so long.
We covered all the difficult parts, so you should probably be fine.
I should clarify. I actually love researching, but what I consider studying is basically what they're doing. Memorizing meaningless facts and notes so you can cram for an exam, get it over with, and be done with it. I like learning things, but I usually don't consider studying to be learning. At least as applied here when it comes to school. Then again, I live in the States, and the schools here are terrible, so what do I know?
Good work, everyone.
See? You can do it if you try.
I have actually argued before that most public schools in the States are anti-learning. During one of my teachers, this would have been 6th grade, basically accidentally discovered that I really actually like history. And so what she did was she offered to rent out books from the library for me. And so after I finished my assignments, which would usually take me only like 10 minutes, I could just spend the rest of the time reading the history books that she'd bring in from the library. I think I've mentioned her before. She was one of the teachers I was friends with.
We're finally done. Only God, only knows... What, how's that saying go again?
Ryuji's hopeless.
I don't think that's the saying.
What did you say?
Well, whatever happens, happens. Isn't it about time you wrapped it up? Be careful on your way home.
Sucks that you have to do exams even after changing Shido's heart and saving the country. It's rough being a human.
You
But
have
looking
no
at you,
idea.
I feel kind of jealous of humans.
Hey.
Let's do it.
Like I said, we're gonna save every chance we can. Ryuji's alright, like I said. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Ryuji's the kind of guy I would be friends with in real life. I just wouldn't rely on him for anything.
Oh!
So, that argument at its core, Nevermore, is very simple. Does truth exist, yes or no? That's what that argument really boils down to. You might be thinking, well, of course truth exists, but actually it can be very easily argued that truth does not exist. So, it boils down to a choice, because you cannot prove one way or another whether a truth exists or not. Ergo, you have to decide whether truth exists or not. Yeah, you could probably see why I didn't answer you out loud, Blue Alex, if that's the question I'm thinking of. I just gained guts from sleeping.
What is
Hello,
this?
Larian.
Hey, think harder about this.
Consequently, if it's not obvious based on my answer to Nevermore, I do choose that truth exists. But I don't actually have proof of that, and I cannot prove that.
It's exams.
I cannot prove to you that we are not in a simulation. I cannot prove to you that you are not a brain in a jar, and I cannot prove to you that you are not a part of someone else's consciousness. These are things I cannot prove. Just to name 3 common and obvious examples of how things could not be true.
We're the heroes who saved this country, right? Can't we be exempt from exams?
You ever see Armageddon? It's a film, Michael Bay film. I would argue one of his better films. It's one of my favorite parts about that film is, okay, so we'll go ahead and save the world from the meteor, but we want to never pay taxes again. Ever.
And is it just me, or do we not have as big a sense of accomplishment as I thought?
It's because we haven't paid enough money yet, Ryuji. We need to buy more loot boxes.
That's it! People are so doubtful even after the press conference. He hasn't been arrested, so I guess that's expected. We just gotta leave it to Makoto's sister now. Man, I wish exams would magically disappear by the time we get to school.
Well, no. Not doing it. Good morning, card thrower.
Oh, Senpai!
Hey, Kasumi.
And good morning to you. It's been quite a while since we last met at school like this. Thank you for your efforts in changing Representative Shido's heart.
Not that I did anything.
Oh, if anything, you're the one deserving all of the thanks, Senpai. We should go somewhere to celebrate.
Well,
What say we go pay our first respects to the shrine? A new year's about to begin and all. But I suppose we ought to deal with exams first. I'll be in touch afterwards. Please excuse me.
I mean, I disagree, Pyro. But again, go rest your head, dude.
Let's begin.
I don't actually want to get into that argument. I only brought it up because I was directly asked about it.
Ooh, we can do this.
Hey guys, do you think we can do this? Good morning, Dalton James. Kinda with you, Blue Wolf Alex. I wonder why we had her worried. It's almost like she cares about us. Thanos. No, just destroy the country.
Morning!
Morning on. The tests are tougher than Shido. That's actually not true.
Good morning. Yes. Yes.
God, cramming on the ride to school. That brings back memories.
Now, everyone.
Ooh, we can do this! Ooh, we can do this!
Shucks.
Hey!
Yeah, exactly. I get that exams are basically a pragmatic choice, but I think it's a choice that has been
The last day of exams. Are things going well for you?
proven wrong
Well, no problems.
many times.
I'm all right with it, but my sister hasn't come home these past few days.
For decades.
She has a lot on her plate with building a case against Shido.
Makoto.
He has connections to powerful people.
Makoto,
I'm sure they want him cleared to save their own skins.
we know this game. You don't have to repeat this.
Yeah, I believe so too. And it's my sister. She'll see it through, I'm sure. With that said, now isn't the time for us to slack off either. Do you remember what the exams will cover? I'll check on the train for you.
You know, it's funny, Kay. I'm actually big on quantifying. No, I am. That's why I like this review system. That's why I like, you know, hard facts. Because I myself have many times had a vague opinion that was actually wrong in the past. And I have, you know, challenged that. But that's also stated with the obvious statement that you can't actually quantify everything. I can't quantify Kay's value as a human being, for example. I can't say K is 32.7.
Well then. Hey!
Okay, so this is when we can romance Haru. Hang on.
I should write something.
Okay, so. Yeah, exactly, Chagai. Like, us having that conversation makes sense, but there's no reason to show that conversation to the audience.
Yes!
So she's trying to win over the guy who's trying to take over the company from under her with a cup of coffee. Yeah, I'm actually not looking forward to this. We're going to go ahead and turn down her for romance here. We are. We're not cheating on Makoto.
I'm sorry.
She's apologizing to him for the fact that he's a bastard. I suppose that's true, Kay.
Excuse me?
That's interesting.
No.
So he's inviting her to the next company meeting, which is dangerous, but is a move I would support. Oh, that's very simple, Nevermore. No.
Yes. Yes. You have my thanks.
Okay. Bull crap? But at least this means the marriage is going to stop being a thing. Oh my god. Okay, I was under the impression you were quite thrilled about the arrangement with Jackass. That's why I was so insistent on hurrying the marriage. I wanted you to have all the support you needed. But it appears you prefer the young man next to you instead.
Huh?
Be honest, what are your thoughts on him? He's a vile, disgusting human being who probably deserves to dive.
Excuse me?
Yeah, where's the contract? Oh god, there's apparently no actual physical contract. A verbal contract with someone who's dead does not hold up in court, trust me.
You have my thanks.
Yeah, no, guys, when Walt Disney died, he and I said, you know, we talked together, and, you know, he's decided that I should be in charge of the Disney Corporation when I'm born 30 years down the line. He totally said that, guys, so you should just give the company to me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This isn't bad so far. We haven't actually hit the romance point yet, which is the next dialogue option. She will die for us now, though. He said that I like you. Whoop. Went by that real quickly. Goodness, why would he say that? Why could he ever possibly say that I like you? Yeah, my cat, who is also dead, Nevermore. So, sorry, Haru, but no.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, don't, no! I mean, that's all we are, so... Anyways, I should go study. Bye. And that... Well, that felt great. Seriously, Bull of Alex. Yeah, I know. I'm Taken should probably be a freaking option there. Listen, you're nice, Haru. Really. And I do like you, but I don't like you. Also, I'm kind of with her. Really, Von Falkenstein? Nice. I can't wait for Kasumi's, which I'm really not looking forward to. Of all of the character confidants, Kasumi has the most obvious romance leanings. Like that's the wrong way to put that. She has the most romance leanings towards us. Like, that's already been a relevant thing several times. Like, Futaba had a few, and Haru had a few. But Kasumi has just been crushing hard this whole time.
Oh! Okay. Well then. Oh!
Oh. Oh my god. Go! There we go. Jeez. That did not want to do it.
Oh! Okay. Nice.
So yes, the weird metaphysical stuff continues to get worse.
There, they announced the poor health of their leader, Masayoshi Shido. As such, the special diet session was postponed, along with Shido's inauguration as Prime Minister.
Postponed?
They should be firing him!
And wait, poor health? This is completely different from what my sister told us.
I heard he barely slept during the election campaign. I don't blame him.
He's not going to step down now, is he? Will this country be fine without Shido?
How can people still believe in him?
What the heck? The Phantom Thieves are being treated like, well, like they never existed. Goodness. No link among the change of heart incidents. Only coincidental psychiatric disorders. The Phantom Thieves only use those rumors to their advantage.
This is preposterous. Who would believe such things?
But the person saying this is a famous researcher. And even the Ministry is saying that's how they determined the situation too.
When's Shido gonna make a comeback?
Honestly, I don't think anyone else but Shido can handle times like these.
What's going on? No matter how you look at it, this isn't normal.
Yeah, it's as if the people in reality have become distorted. What's happening here worries me, but the only thing we can do right now is wait and see what happens.
What do you mean I can't question him at this point?
Mr. Shido is in an extremely unstable state. I can't allow you to get in contact with him. He may officially have to undergo a psychiatric evaluation at this rate.
We are at the cusp of making a case. Do you know how much trouble we've gone through to get this far?
I'm just doing my job as a doctor.
Even if Shido was behind it, do you plan on convicting a central figure behind such a historical change?
What? Don't be ridiculous. This is a country governed by law. You still want to protect him even though you know what happened to the man previously at your post.
So, you plan on taking the head of the nation to court. You need to take a break, Nijima. I'm taking you off this case, especially since it's rumored you have ties to the Phantom Thieves.
What?
If I recall correctly, you still aren't married, are you? You'll be on leave for a long time. Why not look for a husband while you're at it?
I'm sorry, what?
The assembly of Shido's case is in danger?
We know he doesn't need a psychiatric evaluation!
His lackeys must have pressured the others around him. It means there's far more people who'd be in trouble if the truth came out than we imagined.
Isn't there anything we can do?
Sis said the assembly of a case may be possible if the general public wants Shido held accountable. But even that chance has been destroyed with the manipulation of the mass media. They made it clear that the argument itself was a cult, even claiming that it never happened.
As a result, the Phantom Thieves are still labeled as criminals, even after all that's happened.
It's a storm of criticisms online, too. People are saying to catch the remnants and execute them. This is crazy.
At any rate, let's wait for my sister. She should be arriving here soon.
Everyone's being tricked so easily. Why the hell did we risk our lives then?
If Shido isn't judged by the law, everything we've done will be treated as if it never happened.
Moving the entire country however they wish by controlling people's cognition? This is no different than being inside a palace.
I'm sorry.
I mean, bingo.
I gathered the best of the best and fought for a case. But as Makoto must have told you, it was denied. At this rate, it won't end with just Shido's innocence. This trend will continue spiraling down. There's even the possibility that crimes using the metaverse will advance onto a national scale. But that's not what I'm here to tell you. We're in danger because we know the truth. It's only a matter of time before we're apprehended. It wouldn't be odd if they were to charge in now.
This makes no effing sense!
Sis!
There's nothing more I can do with my resources. That's why I want to ask for your help. I wondered if there was any way you could do something one last time. I know that I'm in no position to ask this of you.
That doesn't matter to us. So what are we gonna do? Should we change the hearts of all Shido's followers?
Even if Futaba were to research all of them, it'd take time.
There's too little information.
We can only target individuals. Are we no match against the national power?
Not true, actually.
Mementos.
Yeah.
If we use mementos, we might be able to do something.
There's something we can do there?
Like I told you before, mementos is the palace of the general public. It's the source of all distortions, and is maintained by the people's collective unconsciousness. Wait, do you mean that there's a treasure even in mementos? And if we go after that... The collapse of mementos should affect the public as a whole. The state of society would change too. If everyone's hearts grow to hold Shido responsible for his actions, things might start going our way.
That's a bold plan, but an interesting one.
Sounds good to me.
But if we're gonna do this, there's one thing you all need to realize. To begin with, why does something like the human cognition exist as another substantial world? The reason for that is most likely sleeping within mementos. We'll be destroying that, you know.
I don't see where you're going with this.
The human cognition will lose substance, so you can't sneak into people's palaces anymore. So if other criminals appear, you won't be able to steal their treasure and change their hearts. It means the Phantom Thieves will be going out of business. We'll have to discard this way of life.
I think we need to do this. I mean, we're the group who's reforming society, right?
What do you think? As our leader, you'll lose your powers if mementos is erased. Will you still do it?
Yeah. Power is just a fancy word for the ability to do. So, if my choice is do nothing with power, or use power to accomplish something one last time, that's a no-brainer. Because not using power doesn't work. That's just at the base level. Never mind the fact that we're up against the wall with a gun at our head. We have to do this.
I see. All right. It seems there are no objections.
By the way, I'm glad you're enjoying okay. I'm sorry for the spoiling now.
With a plan?
Whether it succeeds or not is another story, though.
Miss Prosecutor, looks like this is gonna be our last job.
Last job?
Once we accomplish our duty, we entrust the world to respectful adults.
All 5 of them.
That is our condition for accepting this job.
This is a deal, then. That's certainly a heavy condition. But very well, I accept. I swear to make Masayoshi Shido stand and be tried in the court of law. Besides, my pride won't allow me to be continually saved by you all without doing anything in return.
We'll be counting on you.
Looks like it's decided then.
You're the leader, and this is officially our last mission. Come on, say something.
We already said that before, though. That's fine. We're doing it for real this time, after all. We don't have much time, right? We should carry this out tomorrow. I'm counting on you guys. No matter what happens, you better see it through.
I mean, obviously power can be misused, Hazards. I'm not trying to argue that.
Well then.
I'll just add this.
Save.
Hey! Hey.
What's up?
Actually, never mind. You must be tired.
If you don't talk to me, I'm going to strangle you.
Honestly, you're amazing. There's definitely something special about you. You dodge everything the enemies throw at you like it's your destiny. At first, I just thought you were going to be a useful tool for me. But now this is where I belong.
Listen. Stay with me forever. Thank you very, very much, Nymph. Very much appreciate this, so thank you. I've put that towards Valhalla.
Aren't you only going to be here for a year? Still, it makes me happy to hear that.
I mean...
It's not like me to say all that embarrassing stuff, but still, I think it's fine. For tonight, at least.
Okay. Anyways, no, I don't agree with that at all, Nevermore. I don't think this is a living thing.
I am by that.
Wait, Morgana's the magician? Guys, I'm Morgana.
Alright. Alright.
So let's see what Morgana's upgrade is. I have no idea what the mantle is, Nevermore. Whoa! That actually looks kind of cool. Hermes? No, no.
Alright.
Mercurius. I like Hermes better. Thank you, the end of line. And if you'll notice, it's actually already funded on the site, but I don't know when it's going to happen, because I don't know when anything's going to happen, because I don't know how long any game's going to take, so... No, is the answer to your question. It makes perfect sense, Megadeer. Do that.
We should rest in preparation for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see how long it takes us to get through Mementos.
He's repelled such an ordeal, and this guy's still not being rewarded for it? If gods really do exist, they're being too hard on him.
I mean, they kind of left. But,
That was a fruitless delight, inmate. We gave you words of praise, but we take them all back.
The source of what was hindering your rehabilitation.
To think it would be the ignorant masses to which you tried to prove your integrity. Did they themselves not show elation for those who are unseen? Despite all that, they now say you do not exist. They toyed with you, yet none take responsibility. The distortion of man's world is endlessly deep. Fixing it may now be impossible, even with the appearance of a trickster.
Master?
It seems this is the limit of humanity.
What are you saying?
The time of ruin is nigh. One due to the distortion of man's own heart, from which none can escape.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that makes no sense whatsoever. Nevermore. I'm serious. You're spouting nonsense. I got nothing.
Okay, let's go.
Like an interstellar Marshall Plan, but the religious benevolent stewardship? What?
Good morning. It's finally time. You think it'll go well?
It literally has to.
Right. It's something only we can do. See you at the usual place after school. I'll tell everyone to come.
Oh my god, at this rate, we're not even going to start Mementos before the break. Jeez Louise. Time to charm a wall.
Hey!
There we go. Wall officially charmed. I mean, I do agree with the idea that competition and conflict can exist without going too far. That's just a concept of moderation, though.
Hey, check out the nav.
The door to the depths of Mementos has been opened. Wait, does that mean...
We're really gonna do this, right?
Of course.
Why are you asking now?
Well, I just thought, what am I gonna do if you guys freak out and bail on me? We're going to erase Mementos, aren't we? Come on, let's go, you guys.
Not that I'm aware of, Omega Legion, no.
Mona sure seems hyped up.
Say, isn't Mona-chan behaving a little odd?
Yes.
You know, you're right.
Yeah. I shouldn't have brought that up. Shall we get going?
Please tell me I don't have to go through the whole damn thing. Please tell me I don't have to go through the whole damn thing. I was gonna say, game? Probably to go at it.
Well then.
Okay, let's down. No, I can picture. I asked that the last time too, card thrower. All right, so we're here. Time to go into the.
This shit here's that door to the depths, right?
It should be. Why? What's wrong?
I don't know. It looks just like all the other ones. I was thinking it's a little disappointing. Maybe we worked too hard to get down here or something.
The lack of unforeseen circumstances is nothing to complain about. Let us continue.
Oh god, no kidding, Blow Off Alex. That would be awful. So, down to the spiral.
The hell is this?
This is the final dungeon.
Big
fossil-looking thing. So this must be the treasure.
Wait, look on the side. It's the train running down to Mementos. So this is where that crowd of people was trying to reach?
People are walking in and out of there, so the other side of the wall must be... Wait. It's not a wall, but a giant door?
Guess that means the treasure's not here. Come on, let's stay focused.
Okay.
Is this thing seriously a door? How are we supposed to get past?
Yes, Mega. Well, that's how, apparently.
It opened straight away. I bet that means the inner depths the metanav was talking about before are right ahead.
Hold on. The door only opens from this side.
What do you mean?
Well, I took a quick peek at the mechanism inside the door, and it looks like you can only open it from here. We can get in, but nothing can get out.
It's as though whatever lies within has been locked away.
Wait, so you're saying that the people going in there are choosing a life of imprisonment?
I have never felt such eeriness before. What is this place?
We'll find out once we reach the depths. Come on, let's go.
You know, the funny thing is, what this is what they've said it is from the very beginning. This is collective human unconsciousness, of Japan, anyways. Or Tokyo, I'm not sure which.
No. But...
Okay.
Just add this.
Dungeon time. By the way, we've passed the Neverwinter Nights lore run in terms of duration now. And yes, that does make more sense, Nevermore.
Come on, man.
Oh, this is...
No, that is pretty gross. I don't know if it would work, but I tend to agree with it. But then again, I believe strongly in concepts like responsibility to begin with. Yeah, why think for yourself when you can go with the flow and imprison your own thoughts to be part of the greater picture?
What is this place?
I've said this before and I've said this again. This is a, not a parody, a satire of Japanese culture. Really, really, really obvious satire, but this is what this is.
Are those chains on them?
Yep.
Is this a prison?
Kind of.
Who's captured here?
People.
Technically speaking, I would say it's someone's shadow.
They're saying something.
Come on, don't be out there and come on in.
Don't you want to be part of the crowd?
I have no intention of leaving this place.
Why aren't you like everyone else?
Safe being here? What are you saying? You're being kept in a prison.
This reminds me of Kamoshida's castle. They're like the slaves we saw there.
That's right. This place is the best in the end. In the depths within is a system that grants desires.
A system that grants desires?
Something like that exists? Here?
It's no use. You can't reason with these people.
They're truly distorted, just like the scenery here.
You end up searching for stuff or being troubled because you're outside the prison. There are things you don't need to know to live on.
He's right. Things like the details on the system. The locked quarantine cell.
Quarantine? Who's locked in there?
Supposedly a great and truly dangerous criminal. But who would want to check a place like that? Come now, we don't have to chat like this. Why not come inside?
Huh? Mona? This place is calming.
Why are you out and about? Where are your restraints?
Oh, crap!
Removing your restraints is not allowed. Outsiders must be eliminated.
Hey, Warcraft code. What the hell are those?
Everyone, hang in there! Focus on the enemy in front of you!
I mean, okay. No, it's fine, Warcraft code. I'm not paying a lot of attention here.
Use my persona!
Yeah.
One down! Go, Queen, go!
Not my turn!
Persona!
In case you get any funny ideas, Kay. And then we'll just melee.
Super move! Ultra charge!
That was careless of us. It should be no surprise that a prison has guards.
Wait a sec. This is everyone's palace, right? Not like Kamoshida's castle. Who's keeping these people here?
Mona-chan? I remember now. I've seen this place before.
Hold on, though. It wasn't open until we came here today.
Sorry, it's just a sense I'm getting. Still, it feels like I'm really close to remembering something important.
You know, coming in here was what you wanted from the beginning. We just gotta keep moving on.
On top of that, I'm curious to know who the ruler of this place is.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, what about these people?
Leave them be. They'll be taken care of if we erase mementos.
Hey, it's dangerous to keep standing around here. Let's get going.
So anyways, I don't know if the Empire would be good at that, but I don't agree with the idea that you have to be strong in order to be, you know, kind. Strange, I know, but there it is. So, the BFA lore one was a huge mistake for multiple reasons. The biggest and most obvious one is that it burned me out on the game, but it also was absolutely destroying my schedule. And, wasn't even properly funded while we're on the subject. I may eventually do a premiere run of it. I guess I'm saying this wrong. I may eventually do a review of Shadowlands, but I will absolutely not be playing the game as it comes out live.
Hmm? All right.
If so, it'll have to be funded like any other run, though. WoW is no longer automatic content. Apathy. I'm not going to start counting up the apathy counter anymore, because, I mean...
Yep.
Whoa!
Well, for God's sakes, I get the puzzle game! Sorry. I've lost a lot of my patience with this game. I apologize. I don't even know how long this dungeon is, but I'm pretty sure it's really long. Like, longer than the last one. Like, we won't even be halfway done with this by the time it's time to break for lunch. Long. I would love for a... And then you're at the end of the dungeon button right now.
Yeah!
Well...
Damn it!
Blah, 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 blah. Yep. Kinda. Or not, wow. That I got stuck in the terrain. That's funny.
What, did they sneak up on you?
Persona!
Yeah, go away.
This doesn't look good. Be careful. Don't
Depends on how well it's executed, Hunters. But I'd at least consider it.
What are you doing?
Missing, apparently.
Good work, Queen. 3 enemies. They're weak, but don't let your guard down.
Let's go. There.
Persona! Okay.
Sorry.
I suppose none is the automatic answer nevermore, but then you're gonna look at me weird.
You can do it.
I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat, Blow Up Alex. Trust me. Because holy crap.
Okay.
Okay. Come. Can't pass on your power even higher.
This isn't it.
Anyways, will I do a review of Shadowlands? That's kind of up to you guys. It's not up to me. Why couldn't the Empire handle the mantle? I mean, I guess they do. Just they don't have a codified term for it. It's just called, being decent human beings. And elves and Lazimdi and all other sorts of races. Yeah, there's no way in hell we're getting through this dungeon in an hour. I don't think there's any dungeon in this game we could have actually done in an hour. The last dungeon. Because there's actually one after this, spoilers. But, yeah, the last dungeon, we're not getting through this in an hour. Go away, you take too long to kill. Go away. Oh, the positives, for Christ's sakes, fine, die! The positives outweigh the negatives, but I'm just tired of the game. Because at a certain point in time, like, it's too much. Now, I know what you're thinking. So you're saying a game can be too long? Not in and of itself. The length of the game isn't actually the problem, as absolutely bizarrely as that sounds. Because remember, length of the game isn't actually a factor. It's what that length is consistent of. That's what matters. And this game is filled with lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of padding. All over the place.
Show me your true form.
I remind you of the Greedfall run, to use a direct example. During the Greedfall run, which was only like a 20-something hour run, it felt like it was sloggy, even though it wasn't, because Greedfall was such a boring, sloggy game. It wasn't actually that long. The length was not the issue. Yeah, womp, womp, womp. That was the issue with Greedfall. There's a reason that became a meme for a bit.
Okay.
So please forgive me. I am trying very hard not to come across as too negative, but I am just...
But...
I feel like my life has just been... I feel like the content is not sufficiently engaging and has too much nonsense in between it that just is pulling my enjoyment down. There's a reason I've given 3 negatives to repetition. Technically 4. Yeah, Witcher 3, well, I don't enjoy the combat of that. I'm never going to say otherwise. Nevertheless, I never got bored of Witcher 3. I never got bored of Dragon Quest Builders 2. I never got bored of WoW. WoW is the longest run we've done by a huge margin. No, we do actually. We've been upgrading our weapons, yeah. Although I haven't actually done the whatcha-fig yet. Because I unlocked the final EY thing, so I could do the ultimate upgrades or whatever. I haven't done that. But otherwise, my guns and my melee weapons are, in fact, top-notch at the moment. At least as good as I can get them. No, we won't, and no, I don't think we should, Warcraft Code, to answer both questions. 1 second. Okay. Of course not. I mean, granted, I'm kind of auto-attacking rather than spending spells. That's probably part of the problem. Dragon Quest XI I didn't get bored of because there wasn't really any grind in it, and I mean the rest of the gameplay was engaging. Plus, Dragon Quest XI had a really engaging
This area seems sound.
strategy focus to its combat, for lack of a better way to put it. Now I know this game does too, so you know that doesn't really distinguish it. But I never got bored of Dragon Quest XI either. Why do I think that? Because unlike the actual developers at Blizzard, Warcraft Code, I am unafraid of change. And sticking to the status quo is not something I adhere to as a concept. You don't always need a leader for every faction. You don't always need a capital city for every faction. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, you could do the Mega Metal Slime King method to really grind up in Dragon Quest XI if you wanted to, for like the post-game stuff. The kill them in so many turns kind of things.
Whoa!
Yeah. Oh god, camera angles.
Get in.
What? You're...
Kamoshida!
No. Madarame.
Kanashiro's over here. Is President Okumura here too?
He's dead.
Father isn't around anymore.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. More importantly, look there.
I'm happy my father's dead.
Masayoshi Shido.
The hell's going on? These guys should have had a change of heart from their palaces disappearing.
Your bond's as great as always. Come on, come closer.
You creep!
I'm joking. I don't want any more trouble. I finally get to live without having to think for myself now.
I mistakenly thought myself to be talented. But now I think I'm a fool for wanting too much.
It's no wonder people who can't take a hint get yelled at. I'm done acting like a big shot. Who cares if I'm stupid? It's not like you get punished for being dumb. Nobody needs to strive to be more than they really are.
These people seem completely different than they were before.
I don't think it's because they had a change of heart, though. Wait. Have they chosen a life of captivity after they lost their distorted desires?
Unfortunately, Okumura isn't here with us. Nothing can be done for the dead. I'm sorry.
Yes, I know. Thank you for the details. Now, if you don't mind, what in the world is this place?
It's supposedly called the Prison of Regression.
Regression?
More importantly, does this look like captivity to you? Why, it's the exact opposite. The utmost freedom is available to anyone who desires it here. This is the freedom to not make decisions. A release from having to think for yourself. It is far more marvelous than the country I wish to create.
Release from having to think? But that's...
However, there are some fools who cannot stay put in this place. In other words, they are escaped convicts. Of course, I'm talking about our past selves. Such people are segregated from this peaceful world and locked away in their own palaces.
So those are the palace rulers.
I really gotta thank you for changing my heart. I got to come back here after all.
We sent him back here?
I don't understand. Just what have we been doing by using the cognitive world?
Get a hold of yourself, Inari!
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Having the freedom to not make your own decisions only means that someone else is controlling you. Tell me, who is the ruler here? Who made all of this?
What an odd question to ask. It should be obvious. Every member of the general public.
So, spoilers. The actual final boss is society. I mean, I suppose we could argue this left or right, and there is some debate, which I'll go into later, but that is the idea here. Society is the final boss. Society is the cause of all these ills. The general collective desire for uniformity and for not having to think. I will admit that this whole section kind of pissed me off a little bit, for many reasons. But then again, how many times in life do I tend to rage about concepts of people not having to think? After all, tribalism at its core is, in fact, a way of not having to think. You know, rather than having to decide whether every individual single thing is actually worthwhile or not worthwhile or good or bad or whatever, you could just apply a label. Well, they're red, therefore they're bad. But if they're blue, they're good. It removes thinking from the equation, which is something I am very against. That being said, you can probably understand why this whole section is just making me go, ugh.
Haven't you learned anything in school? The collective ruler of a democratic country is its people.
Don't lie out of your ass like that! I mean, there was a guard here earlier. That means someone's gotta be looking out for you guys, right?
You may be right. We are the ones looking out upon everyone else.
No. So the ones who least want the prison to be tampered with are the prisoners themselves?
It don't matter what this guy's talking about. We're gonna erase all of Mementos anyways. Come on, let's keep going. Mona, the treasure's in the deepest part, right?
Mona? I do remember this place. I saw the humans in here, and realized I looked different than them for some reason. Right. That's when I started to think I wanted to turn into a human.
Is that why you thought you would regain your true form if we destroyed Mementos?
Sorry, I'm still missing a lot of my memories, but I know I started randomly checking a bunch of palaces. Then my next memory is about that bastard Kamoshida's. Yeah. I'm starting to remember more.
What are you doing here?
Standing around talking too much.
Guards again? And there are more of them this time!
Damn it. We got careless. Let's run!
I've discovered some escaped inmates. Catch them at once!
Well, the second reason this whole thing pisses me off is because of the fact that it feels so unnecessary for what otherwise was a very engaging and interesting story. To me. Shido was actually a very good final boss for this game, in my opinion. Apparently that was a thing. Whatever.
Surrounded by weaklings. What, did they sneak up on you?
Apparently, there was a button to press there that I didn't realize until the last second.
You're mine.
Just go away.
All yours! Die already! Rocking it! You got them all! 3 enemies.
I know you guys are going to disagree with me on this, but this is basically officially when I stopped liking the story of this game. I was invested, interested, and engaged right up until the last dungeon and the final boss, at which point all of my interest went flying out the window at Mach 10. Now, that is just my opinion, of course. But yeah, no, you're gonna have to argue very hard against a negative for this. Which is fine. Wouldn't be the first time you guys have argued me down from a negative. But the biggest reason why this qualifies as a negative for me is the fact that it took a story that I was completely engaged in, and then made me not care about it so hard it actively ruined the rest of the game. You got it. Hang on, let me get rid of every single negative and positive there, Leander. There, we have no more subjective points. You win. The score is 0.
How's that? We all did great, huh? Good work, everyone.
I mean, I've already made my point, and people have already disagreed with it, so I don't actually have anything else to add to this at this point. I was interested, then this happened. Now I'm not. The end, you know? There's nothing else to add there, really. Now, obviously I'm not given the negative yet. Still waiting, see what happens. See if I can change my mind in action. But I wanted to preface my thoughts on this, because this really just... This is something I've actually been wanting to talk about since we started playing. How much I dislike this twist. Not only that, Toddy, but something that it was actually about was something I didn't like. Like, I actively disliked. Like, it's just... What we had was a relatively ground-level story about some high school kids who got a minuscule amount of supernatural power, and in so doing tried to go ahead and rebel against the society that was apathetic around them and improve the lives of those around them. In the course of that journey, we see their interactions with each other and how much they care about, you know, the things and blah, blah, blah. And really think about this for a second. A PE teacher, a local artist, a not even citywide crime boss, Futaba, which doesn't really count, but whatever. But still, Futaba, a young girl, and then we go up to the CEO of a thing, and then we go up against a guy who's running for leadership of a country. Now, obviously, you know, there's an obvious escalation going on here, but it's a fairly smooth escalation, in my opinion. It actually is fairly logical and coherent that over time we would get to the point where we have to grow up, basically. We can no longer just deal with things on a completely local level. We have to deal with things that are actually going to be a larger problem for society, you know, taking ownership of the responsibility of the power that's been put upon us. Yeah, not even the actual prime minister, a candidate. Oh, and then we have to go kill God. Now, Larian is absolutely correct. This is the thematic core of the game. Apathy. There's a reason I've been doing this since the very beginning. Because this is literally the final boss. This is the whole point of the game. The satire thing I mentioned. You know, the thing that they keep anviliciously smashing us in the face with as hard as frigging possible. So while I get the concept, it's just... Huh? Like, I'm already not interested in the concept. It's also a little bit too weird for weird's sake. I'm just gonna go and say that. We're not quite at the full level of weird yet, but we will get there. And... I don't know. I'm judging it too much yet. Apathy is a short word. I don't want to say 3 paragraphs worth of what I think this is, Larian. So I'm using the shortcut word of apathy. Like how much I am apathetic for fighting these enemies and therefore don't want to fight them. You know, that kind of thing. Excuse me.
You must be punished.
Okay. There we go. Like, the real problem here is that this final boss actually really does make perfect sense. Again, thematic core, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, Royal is going to keep going, too. And I don't know how, exactly. Yeah, I was actually going to say, this actually looks like an impossible thing. Apparently it is. What do you know? I will also admit that there's some interpretation for the final boss. So, the final boss is, so someone asked this earlier, I think it was Omega Legion. Do you think, and this is a valid question, do you think the final boss is a symptom or a cause? And that's actually a genuinely important question because it does change a lot of the dynamic of what's going on here. So, if this is a symptom, then the final boss is society. People and their desire for this kind of ridiculous order thing, blah, 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 blah. Or, he is the cause. He has actually deliberately sought out this state in order to, you know, change things, in order to establish total control of reality, right? Now, I've already given my opinion to that. I think it's a symptom. It's just too much leaning in that direction for me to think elsewise. I will say this, though. This is just my opinion, obviously. For all of the overtness of this theme, this extensive theme that I've been summarizing as apathy, I think the simplest and yet best way it's been executed the entire game was actually right at the beginning, when we were brought into Sojiro's place. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I made a little bit of a huh when he said this. There's this bit where we're first being introduced to Sojiro, and he says, well, I know that you were just trying to help that woman, but it was a matter between 2 adults. You shouldn't have gotten involved. You should have kept your head down. That was an excellent way to describe this theme in a nutshell. And it was a brilliant way to explore it, I thought. Even knowing that we were trying to do good in order to help someone, the attitude was still, keep your head down and don't draw attention to yourself. Now, whether you agree with that theme or not, it's up to you, but you get the point, right? That is the theme. That's what they're trying to push, that angle.
I should write something.
Yeah, he later says he regretted that, too. During his confident line.
What the hell?
This is strange.
Let's go.
It's 2 people. Who knew?
Persona! No.
Please stop trying to use instant death spells on me. Really tired of the instant death spells.
Thanks.
Quite possible, Alex. Especially given the overall plans of the villain. You'll notice I haven't been pronouncing his name. Part of that's because I have no idea how to pronounce it. I don't remember. It starts with a Y, okay? I mean, I could cheat and make myself level 99, but I don't really know what that would do. And I could give myself infinite money, but I already basically have infinite money. So, No, it's not Y. It's Yiglid is his name. So,
What are you doing, super move?
I think, Blue Wolf Alex, in response to your question, it would depend entirely on how the non-true ending is handled. Because, funnily enough, there's actually a true ending to this game, and we'll be showing off the good ending first, which is not the true ending. Yeah, I tend to agree, Pillars of Snow. Like I said, yes, the good ending is not the true ending, that is correct. At least that's how it's listed. When I looked it up. Tyrion's act out. I do have to agree with Pillars of Snow's statement, too. Because one of the things I've been running through in my head is how I want to explain why this doesn't work for me.
By the way...
And the problem with that is that means I have to understand why it doesn't work with me. Like, why it just doesn't sell me, you know? And I'll be completely honest, I've actually had trouble nailing that down. But I think Pillars of Snow concept really does help put a light onto it. I think it's just execution. I think there's some decent core ideas here. And the idea that... So, okay. Most of the entities within the metaverse, as described in this game, I'm not sure how this is in previous Persona games, are generated from the physical verse, right? Things happen here which generate the metaverse and form the metaverse, which can then influence back. But the point being, it always has to originate here, right? In other words, yada blah blah blah, the demiurge, let's just call it what he is. The demiurge is something that is birthed from society, and therefore starts pushing back to make society even worse. A feedback loop, right? As we'll find out later, spoiler alerts, Demiurge has actually been manipulating things constantly and stacking the deck to prove itself right. To constantly try to push its agenda of everyone should be controlled absolutely, we are the Borg, resistance is futile, right? Now that makes sense. And again, I'm kind of with the concept, but the whole time I'm just sitting there going, okay. And again, I feel like it's down to execution. Yeah, literally humans creating their own demons. And those demons then manipulating humans to further empower the demons. Oh, that would be terrifying, Black though. I'm still not sure how I'm going to rate this. Oh, no, actually I need to do this the other way, don't I? I could have just done it that time. Whatever, we're done, we're done. What if everything was peace and love, Hazardous? No, I'm just kidding. Music's decent. But I mean, even the visual aesthetic here.
Seriously? It's still going further down?
Look at it. It's all of society, all the people who are willfully imprisoned in here, feeding down into creating the thing, the actual demiurge down there.
We're so far underground at this point.
I hope we don't suddenly find ourselves in a giant pool of lava.
Still, we gotta keep going.
We'll probably approach it the same overall methodology we've already designed for MMO ratings, Mr. Red. Basically, there will be a review for... How do I phrase this? The core gameplay elements of the game will be reviewed, and that will be reviewed for Tor. But then any given arc or path will have its own elements, right? Its own gameplay pacing, its own gameplay levels, its own gameplay bosses. So those will be reviewed separately for that specific path. Make sense? Shadowbringers kind of codified that for us.
Guys, look! Doesn't that cell seem different from the others?
Also, thank you very much. Blue of Alex, very much appreciate your support. By the way, I have been reading your comments. Oh, it's a repeat. Well, screw you then. No, I actually agree, by the way. I actually prefer a game that allows you to level and has good leveling design, but doesn't require it. I actually think several FFs hit that particular balance point.
Wait, could this be that quarantine cell?
Supposedly, the most sinful, most dangerous inmate is held within.
This place smells familiar for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Mona-chan?
There's no mistake. This is it. I was born here.
Born? Inside the prison? Wait, then are you the dangerous inmate?
Yep.
No, the inmate wasn't me. But I remember this place. Someone created me here to guide all of you.
Guide? And who is this someone?
No guesses, but,
I can't remember. Damn it. I'm so close. But my memory's too foggy.
You know, hearing all this just makes me want to know what's inside.
We found them. The escapees are in front of the isolated cell. Alert! Alert!
We've really got to stop standing here and just chatting in areas with enemies.
Crap, we're surrounded. We gotta win this, guys.
Okay. Yes, Omega Legion. In like a year at this point, but yes.
Persona! Ravage them!
I'll use my persona!
I mean, I guess we could lose. Do you guys want to lose?
Woodman persona! Ha!
I'm very curious, Omega Legion. I'm walking in pretty blind. I mean, obviously Maruki has something to do with it. Obviously Kasumi has something to do with it. But that's just deduction from, you know, what we've been playing through. So we'll see. I'm quite curious.
This place seems to be under high alert now. We should keep going.
Given how important this cell appears to be...
Let's keep standing around and talking for a few minutes.
Mona's memories may return if we continue on.
Yeah.
So, we're finally getting close to the public's treasure, huh?
Now that I think about it, it makes sense mementos would connect to some place like underneath Shibuya. Everyone crams themselves into packed underground boxes day after day without any complaints. From my standpoint, those are the true inmates of mementos. It's no surprise the places are connected.
You know, the voices of the public may have led the Phantom Thieves on more than any criminal.
Seriously! Let's hurry up and steal that treasure so we can crush mementos.
We truly are reforming society.
Well, Tokyo. I mean, they keep talking about Japan, but honestly, they're pretty localized here, which I'm fine with. Remember, that's one of the things I liked about the story. like, to continue a little bit, part of it is also investment. I don't mind a good high-tier story. In fact, I rather enjoy a good high-tier story. But this game has gone so far out of its way to emphasize the small-scale things across its entire work that that's another reason this doesn't work for me. Because we've been doing such tiny little stuff, but it's stuff that matters, right? It's actually been going out of its way to emphasize the individual people who are affected by the things we've been doing and by the problems with the society and blah, 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 blah. So my investment has been up there.
We can use...
My favorite nephew, you know?
Let's do it.
So, I don't know. I'm just ranting at this point. Thank you, Vigilant, very much for the support, as always. Give me a second, I'll check your comment.
Hang on, I'm getting ready!
Holodecks exist. Oh, I can't wait. Don't worry, I'm working on it. Age of Decadence for that one. But no, I agree. There's no such thing as a perfect game. I mean, FF6 is only my third highest rated game of all time. And is also a game I gave plenty of negatives to. Hell, both my highest rated games of all time I gave negatives to. While we're on the subject. I'd really rather not fight you. Just go away, please. Thank you. No, Dragon Age Origins and Witcher 3 are actually tied for the highest rated games on my list. Thank you for watching my show, Hari. And if you give me just a second to start an inevitable cutscene, I will write that down. For Rebel Galaxy. I'll, I do find it interesting that Dragon Age Origins has, you know, an expansion and DLCs boosting its rating, whereas Witcher 3 has 2 expansions boosting its rating. I've thought about it several times, Nymph. I don't think I need to, though. Based on all my projections, it seems like a good amount. In hard math, someone who watches my show constantly will have roughly $8 worth of support to put towards a game every month. And that's someone who's chain watching. And it's not like I'm exactly money grubbing to begin with here.
Damn it.
Oh, right, too many moves. Right. Don't do it, Kay. It's a terrible game. Dragon Age Origins has just... A lot of my problems with Witcher 3 are core problems, which basically can't be fixed except with massive overhauls. Oh, I get it. Yeah, no, this is untenable. Alright, I'm gonna have to go fight another mini-boss. I don't think I really have an opinion on rival characters, per se. I have noticed that there's a lot of fiction that really seems, especially Japanese fiction, which really seems to emphasize the rival archetype. I don't know why? As weird as that probably sounds, like, I don't get why that's a thing. I probably would never play it again, Mr. Red, but answer is yes, there is actually good gameplay in FF6. So, make of that what you will. There's no down, is there? No, there isn't. Yes. Akechi is pissed off that Joker doesn't have a personality. Revan. Easy answer. Look at those two, though. If they tried in reverse, we'll do that. You have to do this every time, game? Of course you do. Padding. Tor. Okay. Although, let's be honest, the Exile was ruined far more than Revan ever was. I'm actually legitimately pissed what they did to the Exile. What they did to Revan was just kind of a shrug, really. Go away!
Show me your true form.
Oh, that one's really rare.
Come, ravage them.
2 enemies floored. Not bad, Joker. Fire's not gonna work. Aggravating.
Oh god, I don't actually know. Really just know. I don't know how I do that.
Go down.
Nice one, Joker. You hit it quick.
Do it.
All out attack. Time for a beatdown. No holding back.
I'll help you finish him off.
Let's go.
Let's rock.
It had some rare loot. No time to waste. Okay, let's move on.
Power courses through me.
Yeah, the comics literally mention Nihilus more than Tor does. Okay. So how would I change the execution of the Demiurge? Oh yeah, completely toddy. That list is astonishingly out of date. Like, horrifically out of date. In fact, I've thought about deleting those videos, just so people don't misconstrue that as my current opinion. Actually, that's not a bad idea, Pillars of Snow. Literally make him a puppet. I like that idea. Ah, that's what I thought. I mean, I already have a list, if you look at the website, and look at reviews, and sort by, and there you go, there's the top.
I'll reveal your
God dang
true
it.
form.
Well, Bugmite, first you have to go to my website, then you have to sort by...
It should be easy if you stay Persona! Prepare yourself! I couldn't finish it!
Persona! Saya Picaro!
Wait.
Yes. Persona!
Okay, I'm right.
Go down.
I know what you meant, Bugmite. Any game that I haven't reviewed is invalid at this point in time for being a favorite, because I haven't reviewed it, therefore I don't know how much I like it. I know that sounds like a strange statement, but earlier today I mentioned how much I like to quantify things. I could vaguely say, I like this, but if you're asking me to actually rate it, well, I need something a little bit more quantifiable than simply, I likes it.
This will help me do better.
Ergo, if you were to, for example, force me to... Wait, it does stack. Ooh. If you were to force me to actually sit down and make a top 28 list right now, I would go to the review page, pull the top 28, and that would be it. Because those are the only games that qualify. Nothing else is valid at this point. I will admit, privately, that was actually one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to start this whole process. You may or may not remember this, but this whole review system actually didn't start with premiere runs, it started solely with classic runs. And I wanted to quantify the old games and quantify which my favorites were. We started with Super Metroid. Now, we technically have been doing the pluses and minus system before that, but that was the impetus for doing this.
This enemy is beneath us. It should be easy if we stay focused.
Persona! You're mine.
No, I don't, Gord. I forget what the actual first game we ever used pluses and minuses on was. But the current iteration of the system started with Shadow of War, I'm almost positive. I would agree, Wolf Alex. At least to re-examine those ones. Most of the games on that list are either going to be reviewed or have been reviewed, and an enormous amount of that list that isn't on there is on my own personal list of I want to review it. So.
Persona! Yeah!
Please stop wasting my time.
You can't do this.
Fine, give me money. I might need it for the Royal Chapter. Now go away.
Loser.
Just like I thought.
I think Dragon Age Inquisition was the very, very, very first game we ever started the idea of pluses and minuses. I could be wrong about that, though.
Okay.
We also used to cover graphics and music, or audio, actually, as a completely separate variable from gameplay and story.
That's a treasure chest. It's fun time.
Well, okay. You know, I'd make fun of these puzzles, but at least they're actually puzzles, you know? That's what I thought.
This is gas.
I mean, part of the reason I mention that, though, and this is me only tossing shade at myself, I could already tell you right now that I disagree with that old list. Yeah, I have my dedicated detractors, Toddy. It's a pretty regular thing. was actually gonna... Now that we're at the end of a VOD, I feel comfortable saying this, because most people in the YouTube comment section will not see this. But I like how there's a dedicated group of people who seem to make it a point to try and add as much toxicity and poison as possible to some of the most positive things I do every week.
Do they have some treasure? This enemy is beneath us. It should be easy if we stay focused.
Sona. There.
Persona! Feel my rage! Seems it can still fight.
The funniest YouTube comment I've ever gotten?
Take this!
I had one person saying that I was a Chinese puppet and a communist sympathizer once. That was actually somewhat recent, just a couple months ago.
Panda's on the ground. Are you okay?
Seriously.
So cold.
What was the video about? I don't even remember. It had nothing to do with anything, though. It was just like a random review video, and I don't remember which one. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm actually a puppet of the Chinese government. And a pinko, apparently. Oh yeah, by the way, free Hong Kong.
Hang in there!
Oh yeah, I get those comments pretty much weekly at this point, SA2K. So still.
You got them all! We all did great, huh? Good work, everyone!
That would be funny if Shido was a Chinese puppet. Oh god, we could do some storytelling with that, couldn't we?
We defeated them.
Focus.
Okay, let's keep going.
Hang on, give me a second. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can find the comment. No. Comments. There we go. We'll just look for communist. That should be easy enough. It was a Final Fantasy. It was the Final Fantasy 15 lore run. I am a dumb China communist sympathizer. Word for word. I don't even know what to say about that. Listen, guys. Oh, this is back. This is retry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were just going for generic insults. I've noticed a lot of generic insults. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I've noticed the generic insult thing since I was in, I'd say about 7th grade is when that really started to become obvious. But you know what I mean when I say the generic insult thing, right? They say something and they don't mean it. They're not actually calling you mentally retarded. They're not actually saying that you are autistic. They're not literally saying that you are homosexual. Or whatever other random word. It's always something, right? It's always a generic thing that they don't mean, that they're just saying because what they're saying is insult you. Like, if they literally just said the word insult, it would actually make more sense than what they're trying to say. I'm sorry, Blue Wolf Alex. I didn't mean to expose you to the internet. Sorry, guys. Toxic levels of internet exposure. No pun intended. Yeah, blank flank is a wonderful example of what I'm talking about. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've said that exact same thing. Hey, Mini Bees. Yeah, we got at least another day. Probably closer to 2. No, I don't want internet. Can we leave the internet off my show, please? Thank you, Mini Bees. Very, very much for the sub. Do you know where you want to put that one? No, I am reminded on a semi-regular basis. Don't worry about it, Kay. Don't worry about it. I know you hate good television, so I'm not going to borrow you that. The Mega Man X, you got it. Yeah, no, I'm not clicking that hazardous. I value my sanity too much to click that. Get some good rest, Blow Up Alex. Fail. Yep. Oh, it totally is Savicom. It totally is. Ah, there we go. Duh. That was obvious. I don't know why I didn't catch that last time. Like, I hate to get real for a second, but I've been grown up since I was in about 6th grade.
Okay.
So...
Huh? Wait.
I should write something.
Yeah, on a semi-regular basis, and by that I mean like once every few months or so, I am reminded of how grateful I am that you guys are not the internet.
What the hell is this?
It's huge. I didn't realize such a gigantic place existed here.
Is this where everyone's treasure is held?
Yeah, that should be the case.
But this ominously bizarre air about it. It almost feels like a temple of sorts. Although...
Look, there's no point freaking out now. Come on, let's go.
Well, that's a good question, Toddy. I would say that this game has several good things and several bad things. Go figure. It's almost like there's a bunch of negatives and a bunch of positives. If you're telling me, you know, do I have to say this is a good or a bad game?
I should write something.
I suppose I'd lean more towards good. But yeah, I feel like I've already given an accurate and legitimate review. It has plenty of good points and plenty of bad points. I'm actually quite curious how Royal's going to change that up. When we come back, I'm pretty sure we're going to fight the final boss, aka the boss before the new content. So that should be interesting. And then we'll decide for realsies if Demiurge is actually a good or a bad thing. So that'll be when we come back in about an hour.